Sirius XM 104. This is the Jay Thomas Show. The interesting, the odd, and the bizarre people behind the, interesting. The odd and bizarre stories. Jay gets in it, stirs it up, and spits it out. He's a professional. It's all here on the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Conover, Julie, Madison, Kevin Meaney, Garrett, and Kristina, and Ira the Weatherman. This is the Jay Thomas Show.
You're up. You're up. Yeah. We're working on the computer right now. Now, I just did that show over at Raw Dog, that, what do you call it? The phone show, right? Yeah. You know what ruins that show? The money. Because they just call up for the money, you know?
They go for the easy, too. The shit jokes, the vagina jokes.
No, you know what's funny? And I say this all the time. All these comics that want to be cutting edge and everything. And it's true when I fly around the country or I sit at a restaurant and I hear people talking and stuff. It's amazing at what uncutting edge stuff people laugh at. What old beat up crap they laugh at. Otherwise, sitcoms on NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox except for the cartoon shows, or God forbid, how about TV Land? They use jokes, literally, that are 20 years old and use a sitcom style that's 20 years old, and they're knocking it out of the park, you know. So I say don't try and be cutting edge, which I think it's the hallmark of my career.
You had a whole workshop going. You were trying to train everybody.
I was trying. You know what? It's like it's such a great spot to, you know, think of something funny, tell some jokes, you know, and you know, be inventive or tell a real story, whatever. But they're only interested in the money. They want that money. And a couple of them, you know, I gave away, I think, $800, something like that, you know. And Morale's running the board.
I
right?
love her. I know. I was talking to her the whole time.
Yeah.
I said, you poor thing.
Why are you saying that? She said it was the most fun they've ever had.
Yeah, I was kidding. It was
How
a
bad
joke.
must Cameron Diaz have been in there?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
That's all they brag about is that she was in there. And I think, is there anybody else whose name we would know? Who else did that? They're holding up Cameron Diaz as like the most important person that's ever.
Well, she
done.
was there during the first week when it was $5,000 or whatever it was.
Aha. Mm-hmm. Why did she do it?
She was in some movie, Friends with Benefits or something.
So I was thinking of this yesterday. Alex Rodriguez was her boyfriend, right?
Yep.
Okay, he's dumped her. Everybody knew he was going to dump her, right? And she was feeding him popcorn or whatever at Super Bowl, right? And then Brad Pitt said something innocuous about Jennifer Aniston.
He didn't say it about Jennifer Aniston specifically.
No, he said it about his life. You're right. But you know what you're saying? You're acting, well, first of all, you're right. But the media or somebody has taken it wrong. I guess Matt Lauer asked him, you know, what he thinks of what everybody says about his divorce or whatever, right? So he says, well, at that time, I didn't have an interesting life. That's what he said, right? They immediately say, well, that's because you were married to an uninteresting woman. And I read today that all sorts of people are asking him to apologize to Jennifer Aniston. And they even had a quote from her PR people or management people that they were upset by what Brad Pitt supposedly said. Upset at what? She gets another 4 years of movies because he mentioned her name. That's the only reason. She's very nice and she's a good actress. But the only reason she has the career she has and Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow don't have that career is because of her divorce and the way it happened to Brad Pitt.
But don't you think that it sucks to be her? She's got to relive it every single day. Anytime that she's in a magazine, right next to her is Angelina Jolie, and there's always
she doesn't have to be in a magazine.
Who gives a shit?
She doesn't have to be in a magazine.
Like 6 years ago.
No, but she doesn't have to be in a magazine.
Well, yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. Look.
They're following her around for a reason.
She doesn't have to live in L.A.
She doesn't live in L.A. She lives in New York.
Doesn't have to live in New York.
She's doing a movie.
Trust me. I do this for a living. I live on
producing a movie. Directing something.
Here's the deal. Her whole career in the movies was made because of the controversy over Brad Pitt. This will extend that. Now, they're probably upset, everything else. Brad Pitt was just having a conversation, right?
Yeah.
He's as miserable with Angelina.
Oh, he's gotta be.
Oh, yeah, of course.
With the kid.
No, you know what else? And she is batshit nuts and, has to be dealt with at all times. And so anybody that's married with 6 kids who's listening right now, whatever you think is happening in their lives is happening to you too emotionally. Of course, they got, more money. And when you're married and you do a movie every minute, mm-hmm. It's no fun to visit your dad on the set. It's no fun. It's not. You're not with your dad. You go into
They never look like they're having fun.
No.
In any picture being taken.
No, they're following their mom or their dad.
Right. And poor Shiloh looks like Chaz Bono does now.
I don't know about that. But then this is what I was thinking. You got Cameron Diaz, who's gorgeous. You've got Jennifer Aniston. Imagine that you're dating these women, okay? Imagine. They're incredible. Name another woman that's been dumped by a lot of guys.
Liz Taylor.
No, God. Somebody new, modern, They dump them. And that's their girlfriend, right? A-Rod or whatever. And the same thing with Jennifer Aniston. This is like her 6th fucking boyfriend. This guy, Thoreau, whatever his name is, right? They showed him on a motorcycle yesterday, and they were talking about his unusual helmet, okay, on the motorcycle. Mm-hmm. If they really wanted to have a private life, they would move someplace where they could have a private life and then come back to work. Not a bad life in Rome or in Paris or in Vancouver.
Cincinnati,
not a bad life, right? But no, and the red carpet, you mean Jennifer Aniston still has to go to the Golden Globes. She still has to go to the Academy Awards. She still has to go to the Emmys. She still has to go to all the openings of all the shows. First of all, that shit is truly boring. It really is. It's not, and when you hear actors and actresses talk about it, it certainly was fun in the beginning. But it's no fun now.
But don't you think going to all those things and appearing in them is all part of your career?
It is.
So?
Jennifer Aniston has more money than her great-grandkids could ever spend, mm-hmm. and she's booked for movies from now until 5 years from now. I know it.
Good, then she should stay in the public eye and keep dressing up and staying beautiful. I want to see her on the red carpet. That's why she's there, because I want to see her, because he wants to see her.
And her career was made by the fact that she got divorced from Brad Pitt.
Her career was made because she was in Friends, I think.
No, that's true. But Lisa Kudrow and Courtney Cox don't have that career.
Courtney Cox is a pretty successful director, isn't she?
No, she's whatever.
Or she has her own production company.
But that doesn't. The reason why you get a
show that she stars in.
The reason why you get a production company is they want to give you money in case you decide to do another TV show. They want you to do it at their network. So they give you millions of dollars and you get a production company. It doesn't mean you have to produce.
But you have one. So you've got an income.
You don't have to
regardless
produce.
Of what work you're putting into
Income is not a problem for them. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Whether they have a production company or not. I had production companies. You have a hit sitcom. When the show's off the air, they give you a production company so that you stay in that arena if you decide to do another one. That's all. That's the way that works. But Courtney Cox was in the audience the other night to see,
Dancing with the Stars.
She was there to bring the kid to see the daddy dancing. They made it was like they're getting back together. I mean, your ex-wife takes the kid.
They're not divorced yet, and they don't want to, according to what I read, they don't want to make a final decision on that because they're still working on it together.
Bullshit.
They've been in therapy since before they were married.
If you're in therapy, just keep it
normal.
Get it over with.
Get what over with? They love each other.
Not if you're in therapy, you don't.
Yeah, that's not true. People use therapy just to kind of...
What?
Let it all out with a third party.
The last thing you want to do in therapy is tell anything bordering on the truth.
I don't know. I've never
Every
been to
guy
therapy.
I know
can't comment.
that told the truth in therapy on the way home and for many months and years afterward had to pay for that. Never. I remember going to therapy one time and thinking, if that's what she wants, I can pretend to be that way. That's all. That's what I learned. And I left therapy. I said, oh, my God, I heard you. I can do that. I'll do anything. And in the back, you know what I didn't say? To save giving you fucking half and living in a one-bedroom apartment, Santa Monica Boulevard. I will do whatever I didn't say these words, but I was thinking it. And I called all my buddies and they go, right, you're right. Exactly. I had a guy tell his wife that she didn't turn him on sexually or something in therapy. Said something truly honest. Why does he need to be with other women? And he said, recover from her legs were fat. It was. You never recover from that shit. And you know what? They say stuff like, you don't hug them, or you don't do the dishes, they don't think like that.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't play with the kids. He doesn't know how hard it is to get him up and get him to school. And you always have a kid that's got some kind of fucked up mental problem, right? That ruins your marriage. They're no good in school. They're ADD. They're OCS. They're CIA. They're FBI. They're something. Somebody said, what letters does your kid... I really wish my kid was a junior member of the CIA. I could have handled that a lot better. Your son's in the CIA. Patrick of North Carolina. Yes, Patrick. Have you been to therapy with your loved one?
Actually, Jay, I haven't. I'm technically still a newlywed because I've only been married for a year now.
Oh, well, then you're still in the honeymoon stage. Yeah, you're having a good time. It is a good time.
We don't hate each other quite yet. But
no, you won't hate each other. You just become... How old are you?
I'm 30.
All right, well, I think it's young, but, it's not that you'll hate each other. It's just that it's not made for sex. And it's nature's way of getting you to try and procreate. We have ruined it by adding emotions to it.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, we've ruined it. And by the way, did you really enjoy the wedding as much as your wife and her sisters and her mother and her girlfriends?
We actually got married in Hawaii, so it was just the two of us.
Okay, there you go. You both enjoyed it.
That means you really
love
each other.
I didn't have any in-laws or anything like that.
That means they love each other.
That means they love each other. All right.
If it could just be them, that means that they don't need the show. I needed the show the first time.
There's a little coffee shop I go to, and a wedding planner woman uses it to have these meetings with the husband, and she's there and they have all the stuff laid out all the time. And the guy is always staring off out into the abyss out there. And you'll hear the woman go, that okay with you, Ted? And go, yeah, good. So go ahead. What'd you call about, Patrick?
I was going to say that Howard Stern has actually gone on air a few times and said that one of the downfalls to his first marriage was going to therapy, and he said it almost forces you to be too honest. It forces you to say things that you shouldn't say to other people. Kind of what you were getting at.
You're not. You know what? They tell you to be honest, and all of this. Look, we are not supposed to lay all of our cards on the table. I don't know where that came from, and it's some sort of thing where you're supposed to tell everybody the way you feel. You're supposed to tell your kids have to tell you have to tell your wife, you've got to call your mother, it's a recipe disaster. Tell them a little bit every now and again, a little bit, and then they become defensive is all they do. That's all, and you become defensive,
And the beauty of it is that the therapist will force you to be honest, but the therapist isn't there for that awkward car ride home.
And then you got to get out of the car and go into the house.
Exactly.
You're exact. If the therapist was, here's how therapy ought to work. Therapist is there for 23 hours, and then he's not there for an hour. Okay?
Exactly.
Let him be there for 20. You know what? I love these guys that say, she's a bitch at the house. We get the therapy. She's the nicest person I've ever seen. Right? You know, and I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, she's great there, and the therapist thinks I'm an asshole. I think I said that.
I feel like it's impossible not to manipulate your therapist. So it's just never.
I don't know. I mean, you know who I think therapy is really good for? When you're by yourself.
Well, that's where you can manipulate them the most. Because
no, if
then
you
it's
really
just your side of the story.
No. You know what? If you really want to fix yourself, you just have to hear yourself saying it and hear your problems, and hopefully you talk yourself into changing. The therapist isn't going to change you.
And if you don't mind me saying, Jay, I think with this whole 23-hour therapy sessions, you might be onto something.
Exactly. I move in with you, and I'll be in the living room with the paper going like, I go like this. Garrett, that's no good.
What a nightmare.
And what's your girlfriend's name, Garrett? Stephanie. Stephanie, I'm sorry, but no, Stephanie, that's not, no. Come here, Stephanie. And I'd sit in the easy chair the whole time. By the way, Stephanie, can you bring me a sandwich? And I want to talk to you.
Oh, Jesus.
And she'd bring me a sandwich, and I go, look, I'm in here for 18 hours, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things. You know, I'm going to leave at 2:30 this afternoon. I'll be back at 4. Okay? All right? Yeah, that's right. And you know what? When you have to look at somebody and say, you don't turn me on anymore, oh, my God, I don't know how you say that, how you look at this woman that's had your kids, or the woman looks at you.
Just look at them and say, I can't do it anymore. It's pretty easy.
But don't do it in therapy.
Once you're at your breaking point, it doesn't matter where you are. I was on the phone on the Verrazano Bridge when I said I wanted a divorce.
Well,
it doesn't matter
normal.
where you are.
That's normal. He probably wanted you to crash and the car flips and goes into the water.
Right. Didn't happen, though.
Jay, one more thing.
Yeah.
This is on a different subject. Have you ever seen the show Bar Rescue?
Bar?
I've seen it.
TV?
No, I've never seen
It's
it.
Kitchen Nightmares. It's any takeover restaurant show where the restaurant's doing bad, they redo the menu.
You know what? They did it to a place in New Orleans, and then we went to it in New Orleans. I got to think of the name of it. It was the food supposedly had been taken over by this guy, right?
Yeah, for like 2 days.
And guess what? Whatever they did to fix it, the assholes went back to the old menu, which was, terrible food. And yet the place was packed, and we didn't know why. And one of my kids says it was on that show. That's why. So they went to the show. They saw the show, went to the restaurant, but they went back to the shitty food.
For some ill-fated reason, Jay, that guy reminds me of you quite a bit. I don't know why.
Well, because he's telling them something honestly or whatever. You know, look, every reality show you see is written, and I'll tell you why. I did that show today, that
the phone show,
whatever it is. I did that show today, the phone show. He looks like me, that guy, and it just goes to show you how untalented the average person is, how they don't have the ability to just talk or tell jokes or even when motivated by money and thinking about it. So why would you think people that run a pawn shop, or they have three guys that sell Cadillacs? Have you seen this show, the car guys? They have a used car lot. One had been to prison. Car fellas, right? And it's totally scripted. 100, even
Flyers?
The argument. Oh yeah, totally scripted. One guy didn't drive the car fast enough for the guy to look at it. And so that was the show. He was yelling at some guy getting out of a car. He says, hey, I could have driven from your house in 15 minutes. Took you 3 hours. And the guy getting out of the car said, what? It was almost like he didn't get the script, you know. So there's nothing real on those shows. And it can't be real because the producers would be too nervous to just let it be real. All right. Thank you, Patrick. Let's go to Bill of Arizona. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know why are you always saying whatever, or whatever it is, and you're always freaking rude on the phone all the time, and you get like you got a hair up your ass.
Well, I think if you deal with human beings on a daily basis, I think if you hear the stupid choices that they make, you look at it and you go, God, I can't fucking believe it. That's all. That's all.
I mean, I like your show, but sometimes, man, you just you might just give up because you're just,
I feel fine. I mean, here's the weird thing, Bill. I feel absolutely fine. I think the world's a joyous place. I really do. I wake up and walk around and I have a great time. What's weird is the shit that people get themselves into, and it's stunning to me. And when I talk to them and I hear the shit they're in, or how they don't even know who they are or what shit they're in, and the shit they stay in. Like you, I don't know a thing about you. I'm not being rude to you.
No, I know. No,
but if you told me something that was hard for me to understand, I would go, well, get out of that or leave. I tell people to leave their family all the time. Is that rude?
No.
Well, I don't know what, if you call up and you say stupid stuff and I don't want to talk to you. I mean, I can't do this in my normal life,
I love you, Jay. Love the show.
Well, you just said I was rude. Well, what could you possibly like about it if you just said it's a negative thing? I don't get it.
Does he act how you would like to act in regular life, but you realize that it's not right?
I like Shuley.
You like the accoutrement. I got you. You like the character. Well, that's why I brought them in, so that you can hate me, but you can love the others in the show. Yes, of course.
Yeah, but I don't listen on Tuesday because I don't like that Kevin Neely guy.
That's fine. That's fine. But,
whatever.
But you see, I've planned the show, just like these reality shows, so that I have enough people on that enough people like different people, and it takes the negative spotlight off of me. By the way, a regular spotlight is really large. A negative spotlight is like when you turn, like binoculars backwards, Garrett, and you see just little small stuff. That's a negative. It's a little tiny. It's like a little laser beam right before the SWAT team shoots you in the chest. That's a negative spotlight.
Can I get rid of them?
No.
Oh.
You can't ask for them. It has to happen organically.
There's nothing wrong with you, Bill, other than you sound like you need Claritin PM. Other than that, you sound fine.
Yeah, right? Hulk Hogan said on his show one time that the show is, it's scripted. They tell you you're going to do this today, you're going to do that today.
Right.
Nothing like this happens, like you just said, organically.
It's because regular people aren't thinking these things. They have to be told to do it. And if you go to any pawn shop in America, there's nothing happening in there. Nothing. You go in, you look at the guitars, you look at the speakers, you look at a mic, because, I go with my kids. We go looking, drums or go for a knife, you go for a gun. There's nothing happening in there. And the guy goes like, how much is this? You go, well, it's $100. Well, I'll give you 50. No, you won't. You give me 100.
Yeah.
I got other customers. Okay, man. That's the price. Okay. All right. Thank you. By the way, it's hard to bargain because don't they lend people money? You've lent money on the thing. That's what a pawn shop is.
No.
It's a loan thing.
But that you can't buy. You
can when they don't come back to get it.
Yes.
Right. But they loaned an amount on it. So they want that amount back.
Correct.
So if you bought a gun for $100 and it's going to be 120 because you want to make your VIG. Let's go to Todd of Seattle. Now, Todd, my son has just moved to Tacoma. And has the rain begun? Has the drizzling begun there? Is that because they said starting in September, it will drizzle until May. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
God forbid.
Absolutely.
That's why you have the most therapy, the most suicides, and the highest ranking of depressed individuals in the great Northwest. Wow.
That's right.
I tell you what, do you...
that kind of correlates with what I was wanting to talk about.
Sure. All right. You go ahead.
About 2-3 weeks ago, you came up with the same topic about the, telling your wife the 100% truth.
No.
And
she shouldn't tell you either.
Oh, I know. I've been married for 15 years. And 3 weeks ago, we celebrated, when you were talking about this topic, we celebrated our 15th anniversary. And I can't agree with you more. I mean, it's just, you know, if she knew 100% the real me, she wouldn't have been with me for 15 years.
Well, I'm in my office at night, and I do such freaky, weird shit. And have such fantasies and crazy ideas. And then when I'm driving around, I see people, and I'm by myself in the car, I say the filthiest, most horrifying shit to myself. And I've been doing it forever. If for 1 minute there was a recording of what I was... Now, I wonder... Here's what's funny. We don't think our wives do that stuff. Or our girlfriends. We really and truly don't. But if we saw what they were really like or the shit they said about us to their girlfriends, we'd be totally horrified.
Yeah. Kristina was all upset and mad because, you know, she wants to know it all. And it's like, you know, that's part of the problem.
That's insecurity, wanting to know it all.
You
can't know it all. No. Now, Kristina.
What?
You're not supposed to know that about your husband or your boyfriend because he's just going to act for you, and he likes doing it the way that you expect him to act.
What do you think, that we're idiots? Of course we're going to find out.
You're not going to find out.
Yes, we turn into investigative reporters.
No, you're not supposed.
But
you know what?
We do, because you guys are sloppy
that's not normal.
and you don't pick up after yourself.
That's true. That's dumb.
Especially with the internet. Are you kidding? On Facebook, tag a picture, you're done for.
There's a guy I know, and he is so high up in the government, and he has like he's a judge, a big judge, I know. But he's my friend forever. And I think his wife and he have had, I don't know it, he doesn't talk about it, but he'll have ex-girlfriends or whatever from years ago, and they still text each other or whatever. And he'll say things to them on the internet. He sits down with his wife recently, and she, I guess, something came in on her computer or whatever. Mm-hmm. She prints it out, and it said something about the woman's body or whatever, and she handed it to him like in their living room, right? And I said, "Oh, Jesus, what did you say?" He said, "Look," I said, "this was, something that happened a million years ago, and we still, text each other every now and again, or this is on the internet, and it's just a little titillation." He just explained it was very bad.
No bueno.
No good. No. And me on the internet? Yep. Nope. All right. Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
Let's go to Tony, who's in Detroit, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Tony. We have a guest coming up in a few moments. A log fell on his toe, and what did he do? Amputated 3 of his toes. That's my kind of guest.
I love it.
And Levi Johnston, is he coming on today?
I met him today.
He's been around the building. He'll be coming in. I'll tell you what's weird. I hope he's a good guy because I think his book is really honest. I really do. Did you read a little bit of it, Garrett?
He's so sincere.
Oh, yeah, all of it.
No, I'm not kidding. I believe he's really honest and sincere. He's from some little shithole town in Alaska, and these horrifying individuals trapped him in some ridiculous fucking political...
At 18.
It's like, and not just because they're Republicans, even if you get mixed up with Bill Clinton and that nutcase fucking family. I hear that husband is already, batshit by that, ridiculous daughter of theirs. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
First off, I really mean this, not trying to be negative, but God, it's so great when Shuli's not there and you can finish a sentence. It's so great.
I agree. I threw his ass off yesterday. As far as I'm concerned, he's done.
Good. Thank you.
He's done. And you know what? With all this Israeli shit and all that, he's done. I am totally for the Palestinians, for them to get a state. The only thing that's weird, you can't have a state that's split in two, and you got to drive through the place that you hate. It would be like, look, if Louisiana was also Alabama, and in the middle was Israel, and you'd have 2 Louisianas, and you'd have to drive through Mississippi, that doesn't work. They've got to figure out, they got to pick either one or the other, and that's their state. Or have South Palestine and North Palestine. You know what I mean?
Jay, my father worked for the city of Detroit for 30-plus years, and a friend of his, the minute he retired, vowed never to set foot in Detroit again, right? So 10 years goes by of this. His son comes in from out of town, says, Dad, I need a coney dog. It's a certain Detroit specialty you can only get in Detroit, right? Mm-hmm. He says, I'll do this for you. I haven't set foot in this fucking town.
It's like when you go in Detroit, you go feather bowling.
Sure, yeah, that bullshit. In Caju Cafe. Anyway,
that's right, Caju Cafe, right.
Yes, sir, Belgium pride. So they go in, they get their coney dog, they come out, all of his luggage is broken in and stolen. He vows never to go into Detroit again. It's the same idea with Israel in the middle of Indiana.
Exactly.
Real quickly, the David Arquette part, he was in on Howard on Tuesday or Wednesday, and he said that they don't love each other and that they're free to fuck around. They're not getting back together.
No, they're not. No. And she brought the kid to see the dance.
Yeah. That makes me sad.
But you know what? It shouldn't make you sad. It's like...
At first, it seemed like they were,
You cannot be married to your career and married to another person at the same time. It's impossible. It's like having two lovers at once that are vying for your attention. And since you are in love, let's say career, and then since you were basically in love with you can't be in love with you and another person. There is no room in my heart for anyone but me.
Jay, I don't know how you know shit about Detroit feather bowling and all that, but I love you. And next time,
you know why? I'm on the radio, and people from 50 states of the Union listen, and 21 foreign countries and ships at sea. It is my job to know every piece of meaningless bullshit I can get my hands on.
It's a world traveler.
Do you ever smoke a blunt?
Of course.
Me?
What?
Yeah, you ever smoke a blunt?
Here's a better question. You know the 23 hours a day that the therapist is at your house? Consider that marijuana and the 90 minutes he's not there when I'm not smoking. All right? Stay where you are. A tree fell on his foot. We'll still talk to you on the phone. And he had to cut his own toe off. Could you do it?
Jay Thomas teaches Ira the national anthem. Or at least tries to.
Are you ready to read?
Yes.
Wonderful. Oh, say, can you see?
To be or not to be?
No. Oh, say, can you see?
To be or not to be, that is the question.
I know, but what? No, I know the words. Oh, say, can you see?
To be or not to be?
Now, let me stop you here. Put the paper down. Oh, say, can you see?
To be or not to be?
By the dawn's early light.
That is the question.
At the twilight's last gleaming.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of an outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of trouble, and by opposing end them to die to sleep, and by a sleep save the end, a heartache, and 1,000 natural shocks. The flesh is hair, to sleep perchance, to dream by theirs the rug.
I have no idea what you just said, but I couldn't agree more.
Tell me about it.
Thank you very much.
The Jay Thomas Show.
Mama, don't you tickle my toes. Mama, don't you tickle my ticklish toes. Mama, don't you tickle my toes. Mama, don't you tickle my ticklish toes. Mama, don't you tickle my toes. Mama, don't you tickle my ticklish toes. Mama, don't you tickle my toes. Mama, don't you tickle my ticklish toes. And don't play this little piggy with the die little.
You know, we've had some pretty amazing physical feats on this show. Years ago, remember the little girl that had her arm bitten off surfing in Hawaii? I had her on the air here. And she went on to continue surfing, and she was, you know what's sad? She was the most boring individual I've ever spoken to. And she said stuff like God had, I don't know how they do this, but God had chosen her to have her arm chopped off or whatever. And it was, to me, it was horribly sad. And yet, you know, she found solace in the fact that, you know, she could go on and she's winning championships and all this other stuff. Then we had the guy on who cut his own arm off, Garrett. Remember that guy? Before the movie, before the book and everything else?
That guy?
Yeah, we had him on. He was on the show. I think you were here. You just don't remember it. I swear to God. We had him on. And I remember him saying that when he started digging into his arm with what the pain, the arm had been numbed, I guess, by the event, whatever. So he said he didn't feel it, or the shock or whatever. Let's welcome John Hutt. John, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, sir. Colorado logger. You were trapped. When did all this happen to you, John?
It was on the 19th, month and a week ago.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
And when you're logging, you're cutting big, giant trees down and stuff?
Well, yeah, these were cut and decked. I was just hauling these.
You were hauling them. You're loading them in a truck, or how were you doing it?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And so it rolled off the back and trapped your toe?
Well, that's what the newspaper made. I was actually on the trailer, and it slid down a big square tube, and it drove it, when the trailer left the truck, it drove that tube down on my foot, and I was standing on an axle probably 4 feet off the ground.
We have a lot of truckers that listen to Sirius XM. They know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But you were by yourself is the main thing.
Right.
There was no one around. Were you in a field? Where were you exactly?
Well, I was in the mountains, about 50 miles from my house and about 6 miles from the nearest highway in a big development up there, probably 3,000 acres, and it was behind a locked gate, so there wasn't anybody that was going to come in there driving down the road. They were going to have to walk, from a house or come on a little hike or something like that, and I was looking at 10 to 15 hours probably before somebody found me.
So you have your boots on, your heavy boots, right?
Right.
Okay. Were they steel-toed boots?
They were not.
If you'd had steel-toed boots, would things have been different?
I doubt it.
Wow.
I don't think so. I don't think those steel-toed boots would hold that much pressure because the trailer weighed about 6 tons.
Oh, God.
And it had the force, it was like on a lever, okay, on this.
And it's got your foot, and you're trapped, and you've got your arms and your other leg are free, and so now you're trapped. And how long did you scream?
Well, I didn't scream.
You're not a screamer? Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not much of a screamer. I just yelled.
Well, that's what I mean. All right. I'm more of a girl, so I would have screamed. I would have been. They would have thought that, like they say, a deer screams when it gets shot like a woman. That you would have thought that a woman was, trapped, in there. So a man yells and an effeminate man screams. So you begin yelling. How long did you yell?
Well, I yelled for probably 5 minutes or 10 the first time, and then I started looking for a way out. I actually tried to get a stake extension, which is a big truck axle out of. You use them to add more logs to the trailer.
So what's weird is and I'm going to stand up. Your foot is trapped, but your arms and your other leg you can move around, right?
Right.
But you can't move your foot.
Right.
Are you on the ground or are you able to stand up?
No, I was up on top of the trailer, so I'm basically standing on one leg.
Jesus.
4 feet in the air.
Any blood coming out?
Not then, not much. Even after I cut it off, because it crushed those toes off.
Okay, now here's the thing. I've told you about the girl that was bitten by the shark, and she goes back out there again. I had the guy on that cut his arm off. They made that movie, 127 Hours, about you, okay? About not you, but about this guy. You would be, I don't know, three-toed Charlie. I don't know what they would call you. But when did you decide in all of this, I'm going to have to cut my own toes off?
Well, I did everything I could think of to get away from it, and then I cut the boot apart so I could actually see the foot.
Does the pain stop after a while?
No, it actually, I'd say it got worse. It started to swell after about 15, 20 minutes. It started swelling up, and So it actually got worse.
Right.
As it went on.
And so you're down there, how long before you said, okay, I got to...
About then.
Oh, right then?
Once I cut the boot away to where I could see what had happened exactly, I realized that if I was going to save those toes and myself, I better get with it, go ahead and cut them off.
What are you carrying? You got a knife you carry with you at all times?
Just a pocket knife, yeah.
Is it very sharp, the pocket knife?
Well, I keep them fairly sharp, but that one, by the time I cut through the boot and cut through the bone and tendons.
Wait a minute. When you say you cut through the bone and tendon, the guy who had his arm trapped for 100 and something hours, he said that the feeling was pretty much gone. But the hard part was he had to force himself to cut through the bone. He said that the feeling at that moment or being in shock or whatever, he said the pain wasn't as horrible as he thought it was going to be, but it was still horrible. When you start cutting through your own bone and tendon, what keeps you from stopping once that pain starts?
Well, you do stop.
Oh, God.
I cut till I just couldn't take it, and then I'd stop for a second or two, take a couple breaths, and then go back. And what was going through my mind was that I needed to do it before I went into shock.
Jesus.
And then, if I drop that pocket knife, I'm done.
And you're standing on top of a bunch of logs at this point?
No, I'm standing on the trailer.
Okay, you're on the trailer. And so if you dropped the knife, it wouldn't have just fallen on the flat of the trailer? It would have...
No, this is a log trailer. It had just gone clear to the ground, 4 feet away from.
Holy shit.
And that was really a concern.
What sort of what sort of cursing were you doing?
Oh, to start with, I did quite a bit. But after a while, there was no sense standing there cussing. It's not going to.
Did you turn to God at any point? Did you look up and go, save me?
I've got a buddy that's religious. I told him, you better call on somebody closer than that for help.
Wow. So there's nobody around.
Right.
And so you cut it off, and now you start cutting through your toes and the tendons, and does the blood spurt out?
No, it never did bleed that bad, really. Like I said, it just crushed it, that big old... In fact, it didn't break the boot. It crushed those toes off inside the boot. I couldn't really tell what had happened until I cut the boot away where I could actually see the wound.
So now you amputate 3 of your toes and 4 of them.
No, I amputated all of them. But
okay, so now you're free.
Right.
And now you got to get in the friggin' truck and drive away.
Right.
Which foot was it?
My right foot.
That's your gas pedal foot.
Right. Actually, I had to climb back up on the self-loader and load the trailer back onto the back of the truck.
No, come on. No.
And then get in the truck. Once I took my shirt off, so I looked, pretty impressive, I'm sure, sitting there, no shirt on. I took it, put it around my foot.
Oh, man.
And then I climbed back up on the loader, loaded the trailer, back down, got in the cab.
What about your cell phone?
No cell service up there.
Okay.
Year long. I didn't get cell service for 25, 30 miles, something like that.
Wow. And so you cut it. Here's what I would be thinking. When I cut into my foot, I'm not a doctor, don't know anything about the anatomy. I would have thought personally, oh, my God, blood's going to be everywhere. I'm going to bleed to death. Did that come into your head?
No, not really. It bled a little more, but not like you'd think.
Were you thinking about that old Coyote Ugly joke where the guy wakes up? You did think of that, didn't you? With the really ugly girl, and he cuts his arm off to get
your arm off.
That's right. So you get away from it. So now it's hurting like a son of a bitch. You got to put the trailer thing back on. Then you got to get in the truck, crank the truck up, and then how do you get the gas going with where all your toes cut off?
I just used the ball of my foot.
Oh, Jesus.
And to run the the gas pedal. And then, but what was kind of tough was when I got down to the gate, it was locked with a big chain, and it was a big gate, and I was afraid to run it.
Why? Drive through it. Well,
because if it broke the radiator on the truck,
mm-hmm.
and it was a big overhead, a huge log over the top, and it was rotten. And that, I thought, well, if I have this thing cave in on me, then I'm really in bad shape.
Well, you know, in the movies, what makes me so mad, people drive through, bridges, they drive through, chain link fences, everything else, and the car, it drives perfectly, right?
Right.
They crash into stuff, and nothing ever happens. Guys go through glass windows, and they land on their feet, and they run, and they beat 4 or 5 criminals up. So you get out of the truck and unlock the gate.
Right. And there was a cattle guard, which is a steel grate system to keep cattle from out.
Yeah.
And I had to cross it with that foot. I had it wrapped in my shirt and taped to it.
But still, it's got those slats in it.
Right. It's railroad rail or exactly.
Every time you had to hop around, you must have been going, son of a bitch.
Well, it hurt, but it wasn't anything like when it got crushed off or when I was cutting it off.
Right.
I mean, it hurt, but it wasn't like that.
Did you cut one at a time, or did you make like a big swipe for all of them? Or?
Yeah, basically I cut the little one and the other 3, and then I'd make a line across as close to that metal that had it pinched off as I could, and I just started cutting. And then actually the big toe and the one next to it were last to be cut off.
Oh my God!
They're bigger and they were a little more tender, we'll say.
So you drive how long before you can find help?
Well, I drove, time I got the gate open and all that, probably before I called 911, it was 45 minutes or maybe an hour. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to take a break because I know you're not going anywhere. Well, I'm actually... I'm on my feet. Oh, are you really? Oh, that was a joke. Joe Hutt is with us. He's a Colorado logger, had to amputate his own toes. When we come back, what happened to those toes?
Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
Joe Hutt, Colorado logger, logs fell on his toes, had to cut them off himself. And now, Joe, we're always being told that they get the toes. And who's the first person you saw, by the way? Where did you drive to?
Well, I got about 15 miles from the house, and then the trailer slid back off.
God.
And I didn't get it tight enough on one foot.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is when I loaded the trailer, it freed the boot with the toes in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the boot when I locked the trailer down and put it in the cab of the truck, brought them with me, thinking there might be a chance that they could reattach them.
Did they reattach your toes, Joe?
No, they didn't.
Oh, God.
They were too badly mangled.
Well, you're going to save money on pedicures, that's for sure, right?
Well, and I did half the work for the doctor, so it might save a little bit there.
All right. But, Joe, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you could be a place kicker now. You know, you wear that special shoe and all that, you know?
There you go.
All right. Joe, I'm glad you're good. Good storyteller, too. Joe Hutt, Colorado logger, amputated his own toes. More of a man than I'll ever be. All right?
Well, don't know about that, but...
All right. Joe, thank you very much.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you, buddy. That's a man. That's a real man right there. They'd have found me dead with my toes under the fucking thing. I wouldn't have. I'd have clipped one nail, dead. I know Levi Johnston has probably done every show on Sirius, but you know, old sloppy seconds, Jay Thomas, we gotta have him in here. You know, he's gonna come in here, you know, smelling like Lady Gaga. I was walking down the hall. They got some long-haired guy. What's his name? Some rocker. What's his name? Long-haired guy. I mean, he's got a haircut from like, you know, Journey, you know, 1974. And Kid Kelly says, oh, that's Lady Gaga's ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend? I thought they were still together.
Yeah. Ex. What's his name? Luke something?
Yeah.
Said X.
They were together like a week ago.
Yeah, not even.
That's what he said. So they're still together?
That's what I thought. Did you hear her song with Tony Bennett on that duets?
I will never listen to another Tony Bennett song again after what he said on the Howard Stern show about the Muslims crashing and we caused it. That's for all my right-wing Michelle Bachmann fans out there. I don't give a fuck what Tony Bennett says. I don't even think Tony knows he was on the Howard Stern show. He probably thought he was home taking a bath. He's 85 years old, for Christ's sakes. But Levi Johnston will be on. Went into Playgirl, did not show everything. But everybody is saying, including Kristina, what a very nice guy he is. And, of course, thrown into this thing, not even a high school graduate, is he?
Nope.
Not even high school.
Sophomore year, he dropped out.
How do your parents let you do that? You think if I came home and said, hey, Dad, I'm going to drop, I would get a fucking beating.
His family is of Mexican and Canadian descent.
Got it. Got it.
America's hat and beard.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Mexico's the hat.
Is the beard.
Is the beard?
Yeah, Canada's the hat.
I've never heard that. That is funny to me. So we're all looking at his picture. You met him this morning.
He's adorable.
Great guy. And then I said, he's good looking. And I said, and I think, Bristol is like nothing special. Garrett, you think she's great.
She's like a 9 out of 10.
You know what?
What?
You know why?
And he is like 5 average.
What?
Hold on.
With his goofy face.
You're insane.
Garrett likes women that look like him.
You know what?
That's exactly right. You like him with a little chub under their... You got a little double chin. You love them that look like you.
She doesn't have a double chin anymore. She got that removed, Bristol Palin.
I am sorry. She will always... look, she signed the abstinence. Does he talk about that, by the way? Did he help her with the abstinence thing?
He lost his promise ring on a trip with her.
What is a promise ring?
It's like...
that's what you have to wear a ring?
No,
you don't have saying that you haven't had sex. So he lost it, so we got her name tattooed around his ring finger.
He's stuck with that now?
Yeah.
What a dumb shit.
Oh, God. I'll tell you.
So cute and so young.
When I'm watching,
You're goofy looking.
When we're watching certain shows, it's the only time that I see America, real people, is when I'm watching certain television shows. And so I'll be watching, with my wife or something, and I'll go, God, can you believe that these people are letting their kids, their daughter, marry this, the girl will be 17, the guy will be 19. And my wife says, because in that world, they think that's okay. I mean, every day I say to my kids, do not get married until you are exhausted, until you have done everything you wanted to do. And, I give you 40 as a cutoff for guys and the 30s for women. And it's true. It's like you've got to tell them that there's nothing there. It's incumbent upon the parents to say that marriage is for the second act of your life to procreate or something. It's not for the beginning of your life. It eliminates your drive. The reason why people get married, I think the reason why people like people to get married is it makes you have to stay with a shitty job. You both have to stay with your shitty fucking job because you're married and have kids, and now you're stuck. That's why they hate having single people at certain companies. They want you to be married. They know they can control you, right? That's true, isn't it?
I don't know.
Not here. They don't give a shit here.
Yeah, no.
They don't care if what you are. So that guy's still with Lady Gaga, by the way. Kid Kelly said they were done.
I know. I sent out a little...
and if she is, and that guy is with her, that's a strange choice right there.
Why? That's a great choice. Lady Gaga?
With that hair. No, for her.
Oh.
He looks like,
Well, she's eclectic.
He's not eclectic. he's like in the wrong century.
Is he like hipster looking? Or?
His hair is down to the middle of his back.
He's rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the typical skinny,
Skinny jeans. Oh, I hate the skinny jeans so much.
No, he's from like another era,
Yeah, it says here in June 23rd article that her breakup with Luke, right? That's his name?
Yeah, they broke up, right?
But didn't she just talk about him recently?
She promised herself she would never love again and would make him rue the day he doubted her.
Oh, please.
This is bullshit.
Please. She's so incredibly full of shit. It's unbelievable. Her concert was so awful. And it's almost like the people that called the
phone show
today. They're only calling for the money. I don't even think half of them have Sirius XM because we have to announce it on the internet or something, right? None of them acted like they even knew what the fuck they were calling, right? None whatsoever. Let's go to Jim of Georgia. Well, Jim, congratulations. You put this heinous murderer to death today. Did you go out in front of the place where they put him to death? Were you out there waiting for the death?
I was there celebrating.
You were celebrating? Now, they say that 22 years ago, he killed a cop. And then 9 people were eyewitnesses. 7 have recanted, and they think the other 2. What?
There were 30 witnesses.
30.
Yeah, and I recanted because they were promised shit. You know how those snitches work in prison? You switch your testimony and you get free anal lube and stuff. But
so do you think the guy's a murderer and he deserved to die?
Oh, he's 100% guilty.
Really?
Oh, I could look at the case. And with death penalties, it gets reviewed, and the judge was like laughing out of court how stupid it was.
Well, the weird thing is though, I have to tell you something. You keep somebody around for 22 years, they're really sorry that they did it. And they are a different person. I mean it.
Fuck that.
Really?
So if he killed your kid in 20 years, it's cool.
No, I wouldn't say it's cool, but I think, just keep him in prison. It's weird. It's like even though they're talking about this serial killer in Sweden, the most you can get is 21 years. And they're saying that in 21 years, well, he's nuts, so they will never let him out. But they feel as though that after you've murdered someone and you stay in prison for 20-something years, you're not the same person unless you're insane. Yeah,
they're just liberal pussies.
Well, you can think that if you want to, but the only person that's really upset are the relatives of the person murdered, The rest of society, they'll be greeting him with open arms.
Well,
when a murderer, by the way, Garrett, when a murderer gets out of prison, can't wait to hire him.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get him, behind the counter.
Back into society.
Oh, of course. I don't know why Sirius doesn't have the felon channel, give you a break.
Hey, Jay.
What?
When did you start playing football? What age?
About 9. It was terrible. It's terrible.
When was the first time you got your bell rung?
The first night, the first day. You know what? I was a real pussy, and I loved football, and I went out, and what they would do is they would have a guy like me who they probably wanted to quit. They told me if I wanted to play on a Saturday, I had to get tackled by like 5 guys, one after another. It was some asshole, schoolyard coach. And so I got the ball and I got the shit knocked out of me. And, I don't think I played that weekend. There are a lot of assholes back when I was playing. But when I was about 12, I threw the football and I threw a perfect spiral and I became, after that, like a quarterback or something. But prior to that, I was just a big pussy and just liked football and tried to play and, all that torturous shit. And then I went back to that schoolyard when I was a much better athlete. And I fucked with that coach like you cannot believe. That guy, I pushed him. He was a grown man. I pushed him. I said, hey, man, why don't you get a ball and fucking run at me now, okay? Oh, yeah, and I went back, and all those guys that had run over me, they didn't grow. Not that I'm big. So I weighed about 180, 5'8", built like a fucking rock. And I went back, and it took me a year and I beat up every guy that with me when I was a kid. It took me a year to finally beat one guy up, and I did it in the schoolyard of my school, and I believe that's what you do. If you can. Now they stab you, shoot you. You go back, and I hit one guy in the head with a swing, like the wooden seat of a swing. I hit him in the fucking head. I knocked him off the swing, and when he was trying to get up, I hit him in they'd have put me in jail now. Hit him in the head with the fucking swing. And I said, why don't you get up and do something with me? And I had a vicious temper. Once I got strong, a vicious temper. But the sad thing is, a couple of guys I hit, they were still pretty tough. And they beat the shit out of me. But at least, I went back. One guy had to have my brother beat up. But that's okay.
Hey, is that documentary you made on high school football? Did that ever get done?
Yeah, no, it runs in New Orleans. It runs on the PBS station there. It's called Glory Years. It's about all high school football, the history of high school football in New Orleans. Yeah.
I was going to make one called Glory Holes.
Glory Holes is a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. That's for beauty college football.
History of high school cheerleading.
Yeah, there it is. That's a good one. Hey, there is a game that is being played on college campuses in the East, and it's called cornhole. Do you know about it?
Yeah, the tailgating game.
They showed a bunch of guys in the newspaper, and it's beanbags with corn in it, and they throwing it into a hole, and the newspaper acted like cornhole was like a normal fucking word, right? It means putting a corn cob up someone's ass or fucking them up the ass. And I'm reading this fucking article, and cornholing is becoming very popular. And it showed these fraternity assholes, What idiots. Who do they send? Who do they send to write these articles? Kyle of Maine. Have you ever played a vigorous game of cornholing there at the University of Maine?
No, Jay, I can't say that I have.
Right. Right, yeah.
Right. Hey, listen, I listen to the replay of your show quite often. I work nights.
Yeah.
And they always can break into it. Like, I'm enjoying your show, I'm listening, I'm like, oh. And they start playing Covino and Rich.
I don't know why they do that. You know what? I could stay up all night and try and figure out why shit is done here. I have no idea. I don't know.
Oh.
We're all upset that they're giving away $1,000 a week on a Thursday. And, I did that show today. I think that show that's ridiculous. It's dumb, and it's people that don't get it. And I don't know. I don't know why they do that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
None. Run my show, run their show, run. Maybe there's some show scheduled. Do they still have the show on this channel where the women, help you masturbate or?
Sex with Emily?
No, not Sex with Emily. They had the whores come on. Remember
Spice.
They still have that?
That's on, it has its own channel now.
Oh, great. There you go. Yeah. Well, I'm glad they got their own channel. Do we have one of the security guards have his own show yet?
Yes.
Yeah. I read today that they have a big fat criminal in Staten Island, Garrett.
Yeah.
And they've told him to stay away from other criminals. Okay. And they keep putting him in jail because they have pictures of him with criminals. And his statement was, there's nothing but criminals in Staten Island. There's nowhere you can go, right? Same thing with Kristina. Here in New York,
that's nice.
That your family would be proud of that kind of talk. We're proud of it. But your parents shouldn't be proud of it. No, not at all.
No, you don't think so?
No.
I'm an adult. I think they should be proud.
I'm an adult, too, and my family's not proud of this. Jesse, New Jersey.
I'm not on the poll, so.
Yeah, Jesse, it's Jay Thomas. We have Levi Johnston coming on later. The big talk is he posed for Playgirl, but don't mostly gay guys buy Playgirl, and so he didn't show his penis. Garrett, you think it's because not well endowed, but I would think you'd...
It's the only reason why.
No, well, you'd get like a semi before you took the shot.
Maybe he's that small.
Really?
Why wouldn't you? If you're doing it for the money, you might as well get all the money you can for it.
I don't know.
He just wanted to tease the gay guys? That's even worse.
Well, no, your ass is nice. People look at your ass, your slim body,
I'd rather have a gay guy jerk off to me than me be a cock tease.
You are such a sick fuck.
You really are.
You really.
We should.
You like women that look like you and gay guys jerking off to you.
Would you rather a gay guy jerk off to you? Or
I
think you
don't
were
have a
Or
preference.
what? Or do
Or
what?
think you were a cock tease?
Who gives a shit?
Jesse, would you rather a gay guy jerk off to you or think you're a cock tease? Garrett, you need to call on Thursdays. You'd win $1,000.
You can't just give away the milk, you know?
Jesus, give away the milk.
You can't.
Oh, my God. I'll
Leave
never.
it up to the
You know what?
imagination.
It's going to take me 2 days to want to masturbate again for fear that these thoughts may enter my mind. Jesse of New Jersey, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Good.
Voice of reason. Listen, did you guys bring up the fact that his sister posed for Playboy? I don't know, I think a couple issues ago. I still get my subscription.
Well, he's got the mother went to jail for something.
For drug
ca- and then the sister, what's the sister's name?
Who still jerks off to Playboy?
Mercedes.
Her name isn't Mercedes.
It is. No, it is.
Yeah, Mercedes.
Can I be honest with you?
There she is.
Her name really ought to be, Ford F-150. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's, you know what, or Bentley. They're going to call him Bentley and she's Mercedes. What are we talking about?
Do you see her picture?
No.
Look.
She's good. Let me see her.
Right there.
Oh, she's adorable. Well, he's handsome.
Right.
He is so adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Kristina, please.
Wait a minute. Does it say she planned her unplanned pregnancy? What does the headline say?
Mercedes Johnston, Bristol Palin Levi plans.
It's not Mercedes. It's Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the car. It's the name.
Exactly.
Big difference.
There you go.
And by the way, if you have two of Levi John, if they were twins, then they would be Mercedes. Got it? Be two of them.
I got you.
See? All right, plural. Thank you, Jesse. Let's go to Mike of Alberta. Hello, Mike. It's Jay Thomas. Go ahead.
Hi, Jay. How you doing? Love the show.
Thank you.
Just got a quick question for you here. I've always listened to just local terrestrial radio, years and years ago and stuff. And being in Alberta, Canada, we don't really have any good talk shows like yours or Howard Stern. We never got those guys over the air. And I've been kind of learning a lot about, program directors and this and that. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to talk in front of the music, and you have to announce the time every 15 minutes.
No dead air. You don't want any dead air, right?
Who actually makes those rules? Like, why is it so bad to break them? I don't understand. Like,
those rules were made when radio started, and they started having a program manager. And I'll tell you when it really started. These guys took payola. Radio used to be where guys would come in and they'd bring their own records and they would play records, and even in New York, they had people that would kind of play their own music, and they would be local guys, and they would talk and everything else. And so then payola came in, and they passed a law that no one but the ownership of the station or their direct employee, program director, music director, general manager, could actually get records on the air. So that's why we all joke. And that started in the 50s. And so that's when it started. So these program directors, they didn't want anybody just frivolously talking. I can't say that word right now. He was very frivolously talking. So they decided to control everything, the way they talk, what they do. And then a guy named Bill Drake came in and started Boss Radio, much more music. And you had 7 seconds to talk. I worked for those guys, and I told a joke in 7 seconds and ran my sound effects, and I worked through all of that, and they liked me enough to let me talk for 15 seconds. I swear to God. And so that's how that all started. It was a way to control the disc jockey and not get in trouble with the FCC for payola.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's
I got another question for you, Jay. Your commercial breaks that you run, does Sirius actually flip the switch, or does Garrett flip the switches when the commercials kick in?
We do.
I've noticed a couple times on your program, you guys are like talking away with a guest.
Only top of the hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
The top of the hour. That's a hard break. Why are you asking? You're not going to get in radio.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to.
Well, then what a weird thing to care about. Who gives a shit?
I'm driving down the road. I'm bored.
Oh, okay.
So
I got you. I got you. All right. So boredom has wanted you to ask in
Can
depth.
I ask him a question?
Oh, go ahead.
What's his name again? Mike. Would you rather a gay guy jerk off to you or be a gay guy's cock tease?
Oh, man, that's a tough choice. I don't know. I'd have to think about that a little more.
Levi Johnston, the guy that knocked up Sarah Palin. Tell you what, she is forever attached to him. Did they ever talk about the little kid that they had? I mean,
They hardly do, but you'll hear all about this if you ask.
What do you mean?
He's very open about everything, so he'll tell.
But does he see the little boy?
Hardly, and it's very sad. But he says that the little boy, he's still very present in the little boy's life, just he hardly ever sees him because they won't let him. They moved to another state.
Who did?
The Bristol took her. They live in Arizona now.
Why?
So, I thought originally it was because she was doing a reality show with one of the guys that she was on Dancing with the Stars with, but I haven't heard a lot about that, so I don't know.
You know,
she bought a house in Arizona.
People keep talking about Sarah Palin. She will never run for office ever, because if you become a United States senator, what do you make? A couple $100,000 or something like that? Yeah. She makes $2 million a year. You know, I mean, the Fox deal alone is some huge deal. She probably makes more than that. I mean, and she can throw a book out every now and again. You know what's funny? She is an attractive woman. Michelle Bachmann is really fine. But they say the weirdest shit, and they've got that voice like that. And that's what's a turnoff, is how ugly their voices are. And then they say such uptight shit, you know? And then you find out, like, there she is. There's Sarah Palin. Her daughter gets knocked up. Abstinence. Obviously, you can't tell kids not to get hot. I mean, it's part of the way nature gets people to do things. So you have to control them. You gotta put something inside of there, you know, put something on the guy. You know, you gotta stop it, right? Kids can't stop it on their own. And then you got the crazy husband with the, what is he like, that does the Iditarod, and, you know, it's all nuts, right? Then they accused the older kid of maybe doing drugs, or
the older kid knocked up a girl too. Now he has to get married.
All of it,
or got married, something like that.
Michelle Bachmann's husband, he has a company that turns gay guys straight, which is impossible. And everybody thinks that eventually, if they need to, it's, you know, all kind of shit's going to come out of his closet. And you look at him and you go, why don't you just be normal fucking people, you know? And be a Democrat. Democrats knock people up. Democrats fucking don't take abstinence, you know, take a pill. You know, it's like, come on. Be normal. You know, you can't be uptight. Republicans have always been old white men, old uptight white men. No one wanted to fuck. It's built on that. It's not built on having a good time and smoking dope and everything else.
No, it's very.
I love the people now that they don't want the rich to pay more taxes. Are you nuts? Fuck the rich. And we had the guy in yesterday, your icy guy.
Lemon ice. Corona.
You know why? He wanted the money to come to him. He was only mad because Barack Obama, and so did George Bush, gave it to the Wall Street guys. He wanted the money had the money gone to him and every other businessman.
Small businessman.
Well, they wouldn't have done anything with it. They kept it. I'm gonna give you a statistic of which I'm a part of about small business people. And I almost couldn't sleep last night and thinking about the guy that came on. And I hope I actually, here it is. I did my research last night, and then, okay. There are 27 million small businesses, of which I am one, because 22 million of the small businesses are companies that will never hire a person ever as long as they're in existence. Do you know why?
Why?
They are single-person companies. I'm a single-person corporation. I will never hire anyone, ever. What?
You pay Kevin Meaney, Shuley.
Yeah, but they're, contract people, or it's a little bit here or whatever it is. But I'll never really.
What about like your agent? Is that not?
That
doesn't count.
Part of doing business. But I'm saying I'm not going to have like vice presidents, salespeople, whatever. So almost 90% of the so-called small business person is a single person. Now there's all the bodegas and the stores and all of that. And out of this, these are called non-employer firms. So out of the 27 million small businesses, 22 million are non-employer firms. Of those, 19 million are like me, sole proprietors. 1 million are like partnerships, and then another 1.5 million are corporations, which is what I am. These aren't job creators. What are you talking about? You want to hear something else? We had the uncle, the daddy, and the son in here, right? Mm-hmm. Who works there besides them?
Oh, they have a staff. They have a staff of guys that scrape ice. They're open like till midnight and 24.
They have guys, right?
Yeah, they have a whole staff.
It's a few people, right?
They're open year-round.
What do you think they pay them? $10 an hour?
Yeah, I mean more than minimum wage, definitely.
Okay, but I'm saying it's mostly for his family.
Yeah,
that's what it is, and that's what most of these small businesses are. It is really odd. It's like, and the Republicans know that they're full of shit. They're just so busy hating this fucking guy. By the way, Barack Obama can't pass one law. Not one.
So what's that about? Because
it's dumb.
No, but explain it to me. Because
George Bush could not pass one law.
They're the president, though. So why do they have to go through so many levels?
Because
to get to the
we
ceiling?
have branches and we have checks and balances, and only the legislative branch can pass laws. That's it.
So what's the president? The middleman?
He's the executive branch.
Tiebreaker.
No, well, I know that.
No, he's not even a tiebreaker. He doesn't have a vote. The vice president does in case of a tie, in the Senate. But no, I mean, they can pass anything they want or not. He can veto if he wants to. He can, stop legislation or whatever. It's just really, what's really sad is, and the reason why everybody's angry is that they won't get together, but they're not going to get together anyway. And I don't know there's also an act. Remember when the motherfuckers stole all of our money and did all the horrible shit about the real estate, and remember all that? Remember what made the economy? They passed something called the Dodd-Frank Act, which stopped them from doing all that shit. The Republicans are going to absolutely overthrow all that shit. It's weird to me. It's just fucking weird. And it's not going to make them give us more loans or anything. It's the fucking weird. All those sons of bitches should go to jail. Every fucking one of them ought to go to jail. And instead they put some regulations in force, which we're all happy about. And then they don't want those anymore. That's weird. Don't you want those sons of bitches to go to jail that fucked the economy up? All of them? The guy from Countrywide, you ever see that son of a bitch with that fucking tan? Fuck them. And I don't know whether they're Democrats or Republicans. I really don't. They ought to go to fucking jail. They couldn't put one of them in jail. Weird. Anybody that filled out their loan document incorrectly, illegally, they ought to go to jail. It says it right. I'm a realtor. They warned us constantly. You better fill this thing out. You go to jail. I didn't fill out anything wrong. If I'd have known this, Garrett, I'd have been stealing like a son of a bitch. I can't imagine the bogus deals I'd have made. I'd have been such a great realtor had I been able to cheat, okay? But played by the rules.
Like the Patriots.
Ooh. The cheating with the taking pictures of the practice?
They haven't won crap. They've won one playoff game since that.
Because they were cheaters, right? All right, I agree with that.
3 with cheating, 0 with that.
All right, let me ask you a question. When was the economy better? With the cheaters or with the regulations?
Regulations.
was better with regulations? No,
he was good with Clinton.
They were all cheaters.
Oh, they were cheating.
Oh,
then?
Jesus, of course.
I thought
Doors
they
were
started
open.
Cheating after 9/11, kind of.
They did. They did start cheating after 9/11. You know why a lot of that happened? When you'd call the FBI, they would say, we're so busy with 9/11, we can't investigate. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
We can't investigate the money thing. My brother actually had a big company, and a guy who was he was in, what do you call that when you've been to jail and they let you out?
Probation?
No, but then they change your identity and everything else.
Witness protection.
He was in the witness protection program. He's a total fucking thief. And my brother finds out that his social security number belongs to a dead black woman in Mississippi. He calls the FBI. He goes, oh, my God, I'm dealing with like a fucking... The guy goes, well, we're dealing with this 9/11. We don't have time.
Wow.
I'm sure my brother knew he was a crook before he made the deal. I love when a crook tries to fuck another crook. I always, that's my favorite. Tony of Baltimore, when's the last time you were cornholed?
Never.
Never? That's a big game. The fraternity boys are playing it back at Harvard. They're all playing cornhole. Yeah. Go ahead, Tony. Yeah.
There was a guy who played for the Ravens, and he's from Nebraska or something, and they're talking about in the locker room they were having a cornhole tournament. And I was like, what the hell? And then they went on to explain it, but they did the same thing. They just thought like cornhole and locker room and stuff like that. It was no big deal. And then they had an actual cornhole tournament, and I forget. I think I don't remember if Joe Flacco or one of the guys won the tournament. But anyway,
it's unbelievable. It is one of the most. It is such an insult. Like if I said in front of my mother when I was a kid, somebody cornholed someone, my dad would have beaten the shit out of me. A cornhole means something goes in your ass. That's what it means. Like a corn cob going up somebody's ass. It's unbelievable.
Oh, and real quick with the regulations and stuff. Don't forget about Enron. I mean, remember, they were turning the electricity off in California, laughing about it, and nobody went to jail. The one guy that went to jail, he died, I think, before he went to jail. Oh, George W.
Well, no, Kenneth Lay. But you know what's terrible? We had a governor named Gray Davis. The guy was a Vietnam veteran, and he was a Democrat, and they kept cutting the electricity off. And he kept going on TV going, I don't know what's happening. And we've done everything and we're checking. And that's how Arnold Schwarzenegger became the governor of California. They recalled the guy, and they recalled him because of the brownouts. Right. Yeah. And they said, how can you not know what's going on? Right.
Right.
They would throw like a switch. Fuck you.
Yeah, how come none of the traders, none of the energy traders or anybody in Enron, none of them went to jail? I mean,
unbelievable.
That's the kind of shit, right? That's the kind of shit that they're showing. And this is getting back to what you're saying. The whole thing now the Republicans are running on is they say the whole reason that the economy is no good is because there's too many regulations. They want to they want to cut more regulations. I thought, well, geez, less regulations with the housing department. And the whole thing with the BP, if there had been regulations on that deep water drilling, then maybe that BP oil thing would.
Well, but let me tell you how it works. We have a big Democrat who's a senator, Mary Landrieu, and she wants the regulations taken off of the oil business. It just follow the money. It just follow the fucking money. Yeah. I mean, here's a big Democrat, big fucking liberal, and she, look, a bunch of tar came up 2 weeks ago after the storm. I mean, giant fucking tar balls came up.
Right.
It looked like 100 Whoopi Goldbergs on the beach. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. That's all I could think about. It's all bad, and then we're going to die. That's the truth. It's just all bad, and then you're going to die. That's it. But what I really do believe is that this has happened 1,000 times before, and then we're eliminated, and two people are left, and they become the Adam and Eve, right? And the earth always makes itself better, right? The lakes, you leave them alone, they get okay by themselves. It takes, thousands of years, but they'll be fine. They'll all be fine. I say that to people, and they go, "What about your kids?" I go, "Well, I hope when they die it doesn't hurt. If they're around for the end of the earth, well, you want them to live in those underwater. You ever seen those pictures of you live underwater or some shit? I don't want to live in one of those.
No,
come on, with hydroponics and all that.
Could be fun,
but you can't. You never go outside. You run underwater from
bubble to bubble.
From geodesic dome to geodesic dome. That's no way to live. You're not going to get a real tan under fake light. Richard of, is it Los Angeles or Louisiana?
Metairie, Louisiana.
Yes, Richard, hello.
Hey, just wanted to, I hope this is a joke about Shuley. I really like Shuley. Listen to the show every day.
You know what?
Funny. He helps.
Until he accepts the Palestinian state, he is not allowed back on this show.
By the way, like I say, I listen all the time. I mean, when I called, first time I've ever called a radio show, I called one ring, and Kristina picks up.
Oh, no.
I waited about 5 minutes. I'm right on. It's unbelievable.
That is my promise. The only time you couldn't get through the show is when we were going to vote whether Ira gets his time cut. It's the only time people could not get on the show.
Well, I'm voting for Shuley. I hope you guys...
look, he's got until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time to accept Palestine as a state in the UN, or you'll never hear from him again.
Well, I will miss him.
I will, too. All right. Thank you very much, Richard of Louisiana. Let's go to Mike of Chicago. You told Kristina you wanted to set me straight.
Yeah, Jay, I don't know where you get this cornhole in it. We all call it bags. Just bags.
No, it's called cornholes. It was, I tell you what, it was a huge article, and then that guy just called and said they did it on an NFL show showing guys playing cornhole tournaments.
Yeah, you Google cornholes, and it's cornhole sets, cornhole bags, cornhole.
Yeah, it's cornhole.
How to make your own cornhole set.
I mean, my God.
I don't know what circles you're running in. We just call it bags, man. I don't know.
No, Google cornhole. You'll see it. I'm telling you. And it must be the stupid announcers or something, or the writers who don't know what cornhole is. You know what? I got to ask a question. They stopped the Don't Ask, Don't Tell the other day, and fucking Rachel Maddow had a whole fucking thing about it, and they showed a guy. You got to find this. This guy is in an air base in Germany. Randy Phillips. He set up a webcam, and he called his dad to announce to his dad that he was gay. Yeah. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. They dropped Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Guess what? Maybe don't do it in the fucking army, but also I don't need to hear about it. How about that? Do you know that the fucking Marines have gone into, I don't know how they find it, some so-called gay neighborhood? They're setting up recruiting stations in predominantly gay neighborhoods. What the fuck's going on? Just don't ask them if they're gay. Don't set up fucking gay fucking shit. What are you?
Yeah, you don't get asked that at a job interview.
No.
Why would it even matter?
The Marine Corps has set up, Marines hit the ground running.
Who gives a shit?
Seeking recruits at Gay Center in Tulsa, fucking Oklahoma. Just don't.
Just call the one guy that's gay in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Exactly.
And ask him to join.
Master Sergeant Anthony Henry, top Marine recruiter for the southwestern states, pulled up to Tulsa's biggest gay community in his Chevy, but he left it where he could make a fast getaway. Can you believe this guy? I know I had to have an exit strategy. I know where my choke points are. I had to point my car right on the curb in case they started chasing you? It's unbelievable. Crazy. Do we have the guy, we have the Army guy, Garrett?
Yeah, it's 7 minutes now.
7 minutes before he tells his dad he's gay?
7 minutes long.
Hold on.
Hey, it's the morning of September 20th. I could not sleep. It's 2:45, and I'm probably about as nervous as I can ever remember being. I'm about to call my dad in Alabama. I think I'm in Germany right now, so I think we're 7 hours ahead. So it should be like 7:45 at night. So hopefully I'll be able to get a hold of him. He has no clue, nor do any members of my family. So he's kind of panicking about this like all weekend. And I said that I want to do it.
Yeah, go fast forward till he gets his dad on the phone, because his father's reaction is hysterical.
Yeah.
You got it? Here we go. This is real.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, bud.
Hey, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm listening to my folks think that I sure ain't playing because I ain't heard his voice in a long time.
What are you doing right now?
Sitting upstairs.
Oh, who's with you?
Sherry.
Oh. Hey, can I tell you something?
Do I?
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Will you love me, period?
Yes.
Like you'll always love me, as long as I'm a... Dad, I'm gay.
Okay.
Like, always have been. I've known since forever. And, I know I haven't seen you in like a year, and, I don't know when's the next time I'll be able to see you. I didn't want to do it over the phone. I wanted to tell you in person, but, I didn't want you to find out any other way.
Okay.
You still love me?
I still love you, son. Yes, I still love you.
Be okay, Dad?
Doesn't change our relationship.
This is the boringest coming out story ever.
Doesn't change our relationship.
You're the first one I told. I haven't told Mom or any of the girls.
All right. You don't like... What?
So...
Guy telling his dad he's gay on
you want to tell Mom for me?
It's not boring. That's drama.
Fast.
What?
What drama? Okay. I'm gay, Dad. Cool. Doesn't change our relationship. Want to tell Mom? No. Okay.
That's a guy calling his unemotional dad. You know, these are these guys. You know, he probably never had a discussion with his dad about anything deep or meaningful. And he announces...
He should have kept it that way.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly correct. Doesn't need to be said. You know,
just come home with your boyfriend one day and be like, "Yeah, I'm gay,"
and say you're their roommates and all. And you know what? Just lie to them till they're dead. That's all I've asked my kids. Lie to me until I'm dead, please. Jesus. Let's go to Eric of Ottawa. Yes, Eric, it's Jay Thomas.
Jay.
Yeah.
Please tell me you will not have to have a bunch of meetings because of the Tarball's Whoopi Goldberg comment?
No, I won't have to have a bunch of meetings because of that.
All right, good. I was listening. I was like, fuck, there goes Jay. He's fired.
No, I mean, you know.
Oh, well, good. You're sure?
Positive. No, I don't mean her whole body, just her head. Because Whoopi Goldberg, anytime she gets a chance, she tells people what a big head I have. So I'm going to say to her, was that Tarball's up there or your head? That's all. Not her whole body, her head. Why? Because Where's the insult? I don't get the insult.
Oh, well, no. Well, Imus says nappy-headed hose and he's fired, and you...
Well, no, nappy and hoe. I think, to be honest with you, I think nappy-headed hoe is a horrible insult. But if you're... Okay, hold on a minute. Let's say mayonnaise had been shot out of a tanker, and 2 million gallons of white mayonnaise had been shot out of a tanker, and it clumps up, and it gets thrown onto the beach. You know what I would have said? Looks like a bunch of Lady Gaga's heads all over the beach. That's what I'd have said.
You would not have said that.
I would have.
All right. Well, I'm not insulted.
Well, what would you have picked? What would you have picked?
What do you mean? Why the hell would mayonnaise explode out of a tank?
Well, I don't know the reality of it, the physical chemistry of the action. I can't even say... What's the word I can't say? It's that word I couldn't say earlier.
Oh, God.
Not preposterous.
Bone show?
Frivolous.
Frivolous! That's right. No. But you know what? You have to understand something. When he said nappy-headed hoe, that's a horrible insult. Horrible.
Yeah. Well, no, there's a lot of people out there that could... I'm not insulted.
Can I be honest with you? Is black not beautiful? Is the
black don't crack?
I don't say that. Black is beautiful. White is beautiful. Whoopi Goldberg's a great comedian and a great American. Okay?
Yeah, but you know that...
But those things that came up look like her head rolling on the beach. That's the first thing I thought. Looks like a bunch of Whoopi Goldberg's heads on the beach. That's all I thought.
Don't you think a ton of people could find a reason to say, Jay Thomas said tar balls and black people and blah, blah, blah? That's the only thing.
I guess they could, but you know what? As soon as there's a big mayonnaise spill, I'm out of the woods. How about this? A big sperm spill. Those big clumps of sperm, they look just like Greg Kinnear's head. Because he's like really white, Greg Kinnear.
So that's something you think we do have, sperm things?
You know who would get mad at that? Greg Kinnear would go, hey, man, I hear you think my head looks like a clump of sperm. Okay? Well, Greg, I mean, it's just because it's white. That's all. All right. Well, you know what, Eric? Thank you. Comments like this, keep me on my toes, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Levi Johnston, famous for, of course, knocking up Bristol Palin, has a book, Deer in the Headlights, My Life in Sarah Palin's Crosshairs. I like that title. I like it. We also have booked...
D-E-A-R.
No, it shouldn't. Deer. Oh, please.
No?
No.
Like he's our boyfriend.
We have Joe McGinnis also booked. He's a newspaper guy, been around forever, and he rented the house next door and lived there for a year, and listened over the fence. I get a lot of emails at jthomas.com. Get every single one of them. Read every one of them, and pick the ones that make me look the best to read on the air. Unable to say your last names because they're frightened that you're sending it in for someone else and could insult that person. They could do something. This is easy, though. This comes from 256-971-530281. I have earbuds on at night for your replay. My wife thinks I'm listening to a lecture from a class. Also, I leave every day and tell my wife I have a job. I've been out of work for months. I listen to Howard and you while I'm driving around. My wife thinks I'm at work. Oh, wow. I had a buddy that did that. He left every day.
It's got to make a knot in your stomach after a while.
And pretended he had a job. Oh, my God. Come on, man. You got to just tell her. And then at night listening to, tapes from some lecture. Jay, I was listening to Channel 15. This comes from James Gaffanalakis, it looks like. There's a song.
3.
Romeo and Juliet.
Welcome.
I really screwed up there when you gave me the 3. I thought it was 30. That was a mess up on my part. Yeah. So anyway, James Galifianakis, not his real name, but it looks like that. Listening to Channel 15, and they played a song, Romeo and Juliet by Alec R. Konstantinos. It goes for 13 minutes. Next time you want to sneak out early and get paid while driving home, 13 minutes. Y'all, what channel would they play? Channel 15, what is that? I must have played this song.
Channel 15 is BBC Radio. Maybe.
Wow. Maybe one of those English guys had to take a massive shit. I'll be right back after a big shite. Don't they say shite?
It's the British version of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Wasn't that the
I'd rather listen to this for 15 minutes than,
Or Alice's Restaurant.
Oh, God, I hated that. I hated that whole...
No?
This guy also sent me an interesting quote.
Tom Steiner.
Here's the quote. If you think it's too expensive to hire a professional to do the job, wait until you hire an amateur. Red Adair, oil well fighter. Well, there's some things you can hire an amateur for, not oil well fighting. This comes from Sheila Fox. Oh, Sheila Fox. You never know what that is. Last week you said you were going to kiss Ira on the lips when you came to New York. I did? What did I must have been loaded when I said that. Why was I going to do that?
I think she explains in the email.
Oh. This week, you want to cut his hours.
Oh, maybe not.
I vote for Ira to keep the same hours. I still want to know why I was going to kiss him on the lips. Oh, because people listen to him, like him on the air?
I think so.
He keeps my show going and all that. Yeah, but you can't have him on there yelling and screaming.
And he almost died.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
If he had died, we'd be in real trouble. That's true. James Knight. You'll never know.
Never guess it.
Their real name. I heard Shuley make a suggestion that the audience vote on Ira's hours. I think that's a great idea, except Shuley should have been the one we voted off. We did vote him off. He's gone. Get Ira off, too. They cut into your airtime. All right. A real fan. Reuben Chang. Reuben Chang. Okay? I remember, Jay, you were on a sitcom. You played a sports writer. What was that? Oh, Love and War it was called. What's funny is I see all these shows now that, I saw that the premiere of How I Met Your Mother pulled 11.6 million people. Love and War was canceled. We had like 18, 19 million viewers. The numbers used to be huge for sitcoms. How I Met Your Mother pulling less than 12 million people is unbelievable. And I hate that show. One, I don't think it's funny. And two,
hasn't it been long enough? Is it going to be the last season soon? Because it's been a really long time, and I just want to know.
Once
I don't care about what happens. I just want to know now how he met the mom.
No, but once he announced he was gay, they'll never have the last show, ever.
Did you see him tearing up over his
boyfriend, whatever it was?
Walk of Fame star or whatever?
Oh, please.
What? That's probably an emotional moment.
No, it isn't.
Then don't pay to get one.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. You pay to get it. I have one.
You want
How
one,
much
Christina?
is it? I do. How
now
much
they
is
say
it?
it's $35,000. When I got it, it was
what?
$5,000. Yeah, you pay to get it. You pay. I had mine in
$35,000. Like what
I want
to.
You know what?
$35,000.
I got mine in like 92 or 93, something like that. This woman, I think it's a woman, is an accounts manager. I always want to know what they sell. Extreme Splitter products. What do you split? I can't tell if Robin is a man or a woman. Josie O'Hara. I happened to catch you on the Joy Behar show, and I admired your open and honest and funny opinions on Chaz Bono. In your own unique way, when you said, stick a branch up my ass, it doesn't make me a tree, what I believe you were saying was, God doesn't make mistakes. No, I wasn't saying that, Josie. I was saying, stick a branch up my ass. Doesn't make me a tree, okay? That's what I meant to say, and that's what I said. Nothing about God. I mean, you come at this thing a certain way, and if you try and, like, alter who you are, and, you know, you can't alter it. It has nothing to do with God. God makes plenty of mistakes.
But if Chaz wasn't comfortable as a female and now is 100% comfortable, woke up every single morning, I wish I was a boy, I wish I was a boy, finally does it, feels comfortable in his own skin, what's wrong with that?
Just be a regular lesbian.
But that's not what
we have regular
was
lesbians right here at Sirius XM.
You'll never understand it because it didn't happen to you.
Chaz doesn't have a penis.
Maybe he'll get one.
Well, there's no...
I'm telling you, I have a little
one.
crush on Chaz after watching Dancing with. He's very...
No. I think Chaz...
Don't make that face, Garrett.
Scissor? You want scissor?
I think Chaz Bono
very sincere.
is a successful lesbian.
Didn't he release a topless photo?
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
I hope not either.
There's a guy, I can't say your last name, John Black, and you send me, and they've gotten bigger.
Oh, God.
These messages.
Oh, wow.
They make no sense, and there's something wrong with you, and you've got to stop it. Respect you and your radio show. Enjoyed your reruns. Oh, no, don't you? Chaz looks just like a guy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's much better this way.
I mean, it looks like they
I thought
took...
you meant there were boobies.
No,
I didn't want to see that.
That's a guy's body, and they put Chaz's head on it.
No.
Hold on,
watch...
I gotta... See those giant scars? You see them? Yeah. Come see, Kristina. It looks just like a guy. Giant scars, Kristina. Look. And I mean pretty rough.
Oh, yeah.
Giant, radical. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They sucked all the juice.
But look at the nipples. They're so tiny.
They sucked. My nipples are tiny. Look.
Yeah, but you're not a girl.
No, that's a man.
But they were girl nipples.
Those are new.
They were born girl nipples.
But maybe they have those little sweet eraser heads.
When they take the boobie off, don't they just chop the nipple right with? I mean, everything just goes, and then you have to.
Here's what I would like to do.
Where do you get a fake finger from?
Nipple.
Here's what I would like to do.
Well, they just lay it up on a table and wait to reattach it? Doesn't it shrivel up?
They cut it off like pepperoni and then put it back on.
They do that. That's true. Because when a woman has breast cancer, they can't use her nipple because it might have some cells in it.
My nipples are so sensitive.
When you don't have breast cancer, they take the nipples off, put it on the side, they keep them in ice, and they put them back on.
Oh, they were like flappy. You could do this with them if you want to.
Yeah.
With a Polaroid.
You know, you could suck on them like a binky. You like the term binky? You laugh like a drunk in a bar. I love it when you laugh like that. I love it. You sound like, you're by yourself in a bar and some woman is laughing like that at the end, you know? It's that one too many shots. This guy, John Black, not his real name, respect you and your show, enjoyed your reruns while you were out, like the Joe Pistrone, Donnie Brasco, had no idea the Italian Ice stand was for real. It was on the King of Queens. I don't think religious-based jokes are good for comedians who draw to themselves as Jew. It seems to be stop it. You've got to stop it. You are fucking nuts, and you write these non sequiturs, and I read, and there's no, periods, no commas, no nothing. Stop it. Something wrong with you. Stop it. Because I try and read it. Just a thought. Now, this is a tough one. It's a hyphenated name. Uh-oh. Michael B. Wicker Chair. Hyphenated. If you stick a branch up my ass, I am not a tree, really bothered me. I don't know where to begin with this. I think before making comments like this, Jay, you really should do some research on what being transgendered is. Chaz was born in a female body, which makes her, known to everyone else, a female. When you are transgendered, you do not see yourself as the gender which your body is. You see yourself as the gender that you are. It isn't simply the body you were born in. I'm sure feeling that exact way Jay feels today, if you were born with a female body, you would be a bit more sensitive. I'm a fan of yours. The comment made me rethink whether I should continue being a fan. I know I'm one in a billion people. I'm sure you really could care less about how I feel. No, on the contrary. I want you to continue to like me. However, until you know where someone is coming from, I know, you like walk a mile in their shoes? That one? Walk a mile in Chaz's high heels until my feet hurt? That one? You should watch what you say. You don't know who you're hurting. Well, Michael. Were you Michelle at one point? Is that what you're saying? No, here's how I feel. It's too public for me. We have Levi Johnston coming on in a few minutes. That's too public for me. Your daughter gets pregnant and you get them on TV. That's too public for me. And so it's like, when you decide to come out and you get into the public and you start dancing on a TV show and it negates whatever privacy you have. It's over. It's done. And so, you don't know anything really about my family. I don't tell you anything real. Who knows if they're like that? You're never going to see my wife and kids and me on some fucking cockamamie reality show. I would literally starve to death before I would go with my family on a reality show. I might go on or do something, but you're not, so sorry. If the person just stayed by themselves, to me, if I was Chaz Bono, I'd want to move somewhere else and be a man somewhere else. That's all. And I'll say it again. I could chop my penis off. I could have big, giant fucking boobs. I could have red, ruby lips, okay? I could have a bubble ass, no hair on my legs, none whatsoever. Stick a branch up my ass doesn't make me a tree. That's as simple as you can say it. Do I feel sorry for someone? Yeah, that's all I can do. It must be horrible for him. Matt Lively. I was smoking in my hotel room, and I came across the Joy Behar show. Jay, you looked good. I haven't seen it yet, Garrett. I'll have to take a look at it. Remember what you said, that anyone has the ability to make $1 million in a book deal? All you have to do is write exactly what you think. But know that when the book gets published, you will never have any friends or family ever again, because the truth you tell will kill them. That's right. Well, that's your radio show. You say it exactly as you see it, think it, and at any expense. And I believe that the above-average person sees things the same way you do. And even if they don't, they should appreciate that you say it out loud. I only say the really true things on shows I know aren't going to hurt me. Joy Behar's show is not going to hurt me. Okay? This radio show, not going to hurt me. Okay? My family has never come to me and said, I heard you said something. If I had a really huge national presence, right, Garrett? No. You would hear the same phony shit that everybody else says. Because I don't want to get in trouble at home. All right? Garrett. What's this guy sending you one for? Mark Spitzgerald. I listen to your show every day, and so do other friends of mine. Most of my buds are Republicans. When Jay knocks the Republicans, they change the channel, but they come back a few minutes later. Okay. Good. It's all. Just so you come back, okay? You know, you can turn it off if you want to. And I mean this. They could elect a Republican if they want to. They could elect a Democrat. They could elect a communist. The president and the Congress have absolutely nothing to do with the economy. Never have and never will. The good thing about them is they give us Social Security. They give Medicare, Medicaid to people that need it. Those are the real good. Unemployment insurance. Those are the good things. That's it. The lights come on at night. You know, you got speeding, speed limits. You know, they fix the roads. Got public schools. That's all good stuff. I like all that. You know, and I like when they bomb, the Taliban. That's fun. Have you seen the new one now? Taliban puts the bombs in their head, in the turban, and they bend down and they ignite it, and the bombs, the shit shoots out. They just killed a guy, a peace guy. He was having a meeting over peace, and they bent down, and the thing comes out of the top of the turban, which is the holy thing. It's supposed to be like holy, and you can't search it. Did you know that? You can't search the turban. You can't search it. Can't touch it. It's holy.
Then don't come in.
And it kills you, too.
Oh, yeah.
The rocket taking off.
Sure.
Yeah, it burns, burns your brain up. The other day, this woman with a huge afro, they checked her at an airport for weapons in her afro. Lawsuit.
Why?
I don't know. Because I guess they don't check the guy that's Madonna's ex-boyfriend's here. Luke, whatever his name is.
Gaga's ex-boyfriend.
Whatever. Gaga's ex-boyfriend. Same person. Gaga's ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
What's he famous for?
He's Gaga's ex-boyfriend.
But what's he famous for beside that?
He dated Lady Gaga.
And then before he dated Lady Gaga, what was he famous for?
He was about to date Lady Gaga.
Isn't he like a bartender in Brooklyn or something like that?
Please tell me you're lying to me.
I think
no, he's like
along those lines. Or like worked at a bodega. I don't know. He worked in a neighborhood.
And he has a fucking show here?
Or DJ?
Did you hear he went out with Lady Gaga, though?
Nobody has a show at Sirius XM?
Yeah.
We got to stop speculating. Let me look.
God. Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. Why did I even, go to the Columbia School of Broadcasting?
Not the Connecticut schools?
Why did I buy the tapes?
His name is Luke Carl.
Let's go to Ed of New York. Ed. Who says that? Ira. Ed of New York, the Jay Thomas Show. Hey, Ed, how are you? Get Ed up, would you? You know what, Garrett? Remember, you still have a job, okay? You're leaning back in the chair, resting on one of your chins. Yes, Ed.
Don't you think they're screwing around with this cornholing thing? The reporters are just fooling around and like little kids saying bad words?
Well, you're right about that. When we watch these reports where, they know they're saying something naughty. Remember the guy, the balls guy in the Midwest they named something after his guy's last name was Harry Balls. Yeah, they know it. I think so. What's weird is that they got, the quarterback of the Ravens is the cornholing champion of the NFL, and they've got these guys from Harvard and Yale. It means putting something up your ass. It's embarrassing, really embarrassing.
It's not clever. It reminds me of when I read an AP press report when John Holmes got arrested for assault, and they said the guys were clubbed to death with a blunt instrument.
And he had like the 19-inch cock. Yeah.
Yeah. You remember the Johnny Watt guy.
It's really boring to work in, read the card television. I think it's funny when they make a big deal out of reporters. They don't really go out and do anything anymore. They read a teleprompter, and yeah, it's got to be incredibly boring. Your job is you get to work at, 2:00, and you get ready for the big newscast at 6, and you're in fucking Cincinnati. It's time now for Eyewitness, top of the, whatever the fuck it is, news. And then the guy goes, good evening. I'm Jack Boring, And today, the cornholing championships were held at the University of Cincinnati. You're exactly right. Fucking boring. Horribly boring. Yeah, you're right.
That's all I had to say.
You got it. Thank you, Ed. Let's go to Pete of Oklahoma. Hello, Pete, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, sir.
Hey, Jay. I was going back to this Chaz Bono deal. I think Fox just finally figured out how to get a topless woman on primetime television.
Well, I'll tell you what, we just looked at that picture, and there are these horrible, horrible scars on her chest. I dated a woman years ago who had huge breasts, and she had to have that reduction surgery. And, it worked.
Right there.
No, her back was out and everything else. It actually had like a cross under her boob. It was cut like, in a cross. It was a huge scar. But of course, when the thing was down, you couldn't see it. Luckily, I got to have to lick it every night and tell her how nice they were, the scars. But I never got used to that scar, ever.
Hey, Jay, the main reason I was calling, I was wanting to see if you were planning on coming back to do some more noodling in Oklahoma next year.
You know what I hated about noodling? First of all, it's scary. Yeah, right. It was scary, and the damn thing bites the shit out of you, and it bit the shit out of Rodney and all. But what's weird is they cooked the giant catfish for us afterward, and it tasted like the shit water it was in. It really was bad. It did not have a good flavor, I mean, I'll never do it again. No, I don't. You stick your hands, you don't know what it is. You're getting it by a hole. The goddamn thing swallows your forearm. No. We were sorry we were doing it when we were there. Now, I made Rodney catch the big fish and then hand it to me and act like I caught it, okay? But the guy was weird. His house smelled like cougar piss. He had these 2 cougars on the front porch. Really weird. Really strange group, All right, Pete, thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
Lance, Canada, Jay Thomas Show. Yes, sir, Lance.
Hi, Jay. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, I can shed some light on the crop circle mystery if you like.
Oh, we had that horrible woman on the replay the other day. You know what? Those things were real. Did people in the middle of the night come and just make them? Is that what really happened?
Well, I'll tell you if you really want to know. What it is it's Earth's flatulence. It's the Earth's very grandiose way of farting.
You think of this yourself, did you, Lance?
No, brother told me.
You know what you need to call? The phone show. Call the phone show next Thursday, okay? Write a whole bit up and do it. You might win money over there, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you. Bye. You know how I can tell there weren't serious listeners on that phone show? I mean that. They weren't inventive. And I answered the phone here for 7 years. I'm telling you, it's not Sirius XM listeners. I know it isn't.
Do they screen them at all?
Well, you can't ask them if they have the radio. They just know they can win money if they call this number. And
they screen them for like their name.
That's it.
Not what do you want to talk about?
No.
So do people just call up and go, "Can I have some money?"
No, they call up and go, "I'm Joe from Cleveland," and they put them on hold.
Usually
but then when they get to air,
Usually,
what is Joe from Cleveland?
They know they have to tell a story or they tell a joke or something, but you can just tell that they don't have any connection with me or Steve or Sirius. You can feel it.
There's never really room for, chatting other than...
I left them plenty of room.
Yeah, you did. But usually it's just like they blurt something out and then Steve will either hang up on you or keep you on, and then that's how you win the money.
You've got enough people that call all of these shows that are inventive. You really do.
Yeah.
And they know stuff. They could tell a serious story, whatever story they want to tell, a funny story. They just want to keep your interest, right? I can just tell that it's not Sirius XM listeners. When we have a contest here, by law, you've got to put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Because it's a lottery or some shit.
Well, when they first did it, the 1 in 3 out of the top 3 people were Ron and Fez callers, so they were very excited about that.
Well, I think Ron and Fez had, talked about it.
They did, yeah, and they got their calls.
Now, people that I know listen to me said they tried to get through and they couldn't.
Tons of people.
Right. They couldn't get through. And maybe I'm wrong, but it just didn't feel like. Are we getting Levi coming in?
Looks like.
Levi Johnston. Should we go to break and come back and talk to Levi Johnston?
We only got 10 minutes. We could just go right to him.
Really? Oh, with him, we only have 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Sure. Great.
If he's there.
Yeah.
He's not on yet. I'm on hold.
You're on hold?
He'll be there in a second.
All right. He's promoting his new book, Deer in the Headlights. Didn't marry Bristol Palin's...
Sarah Palin's daughter, Bristol.
Didn't marry her, did he?
No. They told him he had to.
They broke up and then got back together again and then broke up 3 months or 3 weeks later. Sorry.
I got to be honest with you. This guy ought to get his GED and go back. There's a University of Alaska, isn't there? I'm sure there is.
Sure there is.
And play football. He ought to just go have a regular life now. I'm going to give him some advice here.
All right.
Because whoever his handlers are now or whatever, listen to this one. This train's going to sail. Okay?
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this train's going to sail. I'm sure they're nice people and all, but...
Oh, he's so nice.
No, but the people that are handling him and all, but, is he going to be an actor? What are they going to do? And no one's going to give a shit like in the next 24 months, I'm going to give this guy some advice. Right. He doesn't even know who I am.
You might.
No.
Where is he?
They have him in his hunting outfit looking like a deer in the headlights on the cover. Like that.
And then he's not showing off the goods.
No, he doesn't show off the goods.
Levi's ready.
Hey, Levi, it's Jay Thomas. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
How many assholes have you been forced to talk to today?
A few.
A few assholes. The book, of course, Deer in the Headlights, which I love the cover. You're looking like a deer in the headlights. My life in Sarah Palin's crosshairs. You know what? Listen, you're such a likable guy. And I will be honest with you that, before you started doing these interviews, which I'm listening to and reading the book, I wasn't sure what you're going to be like. What I worry about is you're a young guy, you dropped out of high school and all this. What do you do when this dissipates, when it goes away? You got a plan?
Yeah, actually, even my father and I have been talking, it's always been a dream of mine to become a hunting guide up in Alaska. So, I'm currently working on, I was going to do the GED route, but I'm taking classes to actually get my high school diploma instead.
Yeah.
And then take a few classes at UAA and, get my pilot's license and do what I love, hunt in Alaska and share that experience with everybody else.
I have a son who was a master gunsmith, raised in liberal Hollywood by me and his mother, who's a communist, and he is has learned how to track bear and mountain lion in Arizona. And he would come work for you in about 2 minutes.
That sounds like we'd have a lot in common.
We were both saying, Garrett and I, by the way, who works with me, we were saying, gee, what do you do? And I'm glad you decided to do this because And I'm sure the people that are handling you are very nice, but they're just going to use your ass up. You'll sell the book, save the money. And now what about the baby? And by the way, is it a little boy or a little girl, your child?
He's a little boy.
Little boy. Now, is it really difficult for you to see him?
It's, beyond belief. I mean, I haven't seen him in quite some time, and, it's just very, very hard.
Now, were they able to wrench custody away from you, or is it just difficult for you to get?
I haven't went to court yet. That's coming up, and I'm actually very much looking forward to getting 50% of them.
Now, are they going to show the Playgirl thing and scream and yell in court that you're an unfit father and all that shit?
That might be, but I don't think Playgirl. I didn't even bear it all. I did it with my boxers on. It's no different than Sarah Palin doing swimsuit models back in her day.
Right.
I mean, that's no excuse for someone to keep a child away from me. I don't have a criminal record. I've never been in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I have nothing unless she's got a lot of pull in the courts.
Now, politically, has this made you rethink whether you want to be a Democrat or a Republican? All kidding aside.
I haven't really looked into it too much, but I like a little bit about, on both ends. I'm to the point where I'm more independent. I don't know which way to go with it, and, it's confusing.
Okay. When you were dating her, now that was the governor's daughter, right?
Yeah.
So that was a big deal.
Before she was governor. But
yeah. Okay. But she was the mayor's daughter, whatever. So, there was already kind of a spotlight on you and the whole thing. Had all this shit not happened, had the, her running for president and all this stuff, do you think you and Bristol would have made it? The odds are against kids that get married just because the girl's pregnant.
Right.
Do you think you would have made it without all the glare?
I've been saying yes to that question just because, the Bristol I once knew, we were great. If she wouldn't have changed the way she did, we didn't have the media jumping down our throats, I would like to say yes, we would still be there.
You think she thinks that she has a chance of being some sort of media star?
What's that?
A media star? Is that how you think Bristol is thinking she's going to be in the media, like television?
Yeah, I think that's the direction she's going. I mean, she's clearly got a little bit of work done, and she's Dancing with the Stars at Candy's Foundation. I mean, she's staying busy. I mean, that seems to be what she likes it.
Now, I got to tell you. You definitely have to figure out how to know your son, because that's fucked up. And what are they holding against you? What can they hold against you to stop you?
They really don't have anything against me to stop me as far as court goes. But as far as now, they're just traveling a lot and making it. Oh, can I see my son? I'm supposed to get him today. Oh no, we're in Arizona. It's
right.
That's what it's about right now. And she's legally not supposed to take a trip out of Alaska without my permission. And that's been going on for years now. So I don't see how the court would not give me 50% of my son, at all.
You got to quit saying 50% of your son. It sounds like you want to chop him in half. You got to say joint custody. It's a better thing to say. By the way, Deer in the Headlights, My Life in Sarah Palin's Crosshairs, the story of Levi Johnston, and you're going to dispel some rumors. I guess they said you did steroids, you did drugs, and you cheated on her. Do you say, I didn't do that in the book?
Oh, it's all in the book. Yeah, no steroids. I mean, look at me. I'm not overly buff.
Well, Kristina, were you in the studio with him?
Yes.
On the Alex Bennett show early this morning?
So adorable.
She's crazy. Do you remember the kind of
crazy girl,
buxom Italian girl early this morning?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Really? Well, no, Levi. That's because he's got a child.
Wonderful.
And he's got things
really good for my self-esteem.
Things to think about.
Garrett, shut up.
There you go. Now, when you did Playgirl, did they take money away from you because you didn't show your penis off?
No, they didn't. I mean, I'm sure I could have got more money if I would have done that, but
yeah. That's weird though. A lot of gay guys read that book.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
We got one of them running the board here now, and he got you all over.
So upset that you didn't show your peen.
And now the other thing is you will put a helmet on that thing from now on.
Oh, you better believe it.
Do you ever think? I mean, first of all, here you have a book. I mean, your life has certainly changed and you are going to make money from this and all of that. Okay, and the little boy aside, if you had to do it all over again, do you wish none of this has happened, or do you look at it and go, well, it's been shitty, but on some level it's kind of helped me along?
Yeah, it's definitely, I'd do it again. It's been, it has been shitty, but I have learned a lot, met a lot of great people, and, I got to travel the world. So it hasn't been all bad.
Now, when you're hunting, and you would take me, on a caribou hunt? What would you guide me to do?
It depends on how wild you were feeling. I mean, if you just want to go on a dinky hunt, we'll go for a little caribou. But, sheep hunting, bear hunting, that's a lot more fun. Now, the sheep hunting, we have to climb up the face of the mountain? Yeah, sheep hunting is definitely the hardest out there is, but it's also the most rewarding and the best. Now, what would you charge for a hunt like that? I don't know. I'm not a guide yet. I know, but I mean, I'd have to fly in to Alaska, then we get in a seaplane, and we would land at some cabin or something, right? No, you just flying out there in a little Super Cub, and you're tenting it. Carrying a tent. Everything you can in your backpack for about a week. Hey, did you see that movie, Brokeback Mountain? No, that's not something I'd watch.
Levi, I just want you to know the two men in here are very big homosexuals. No, we're not. They're very interested in you. I've been camping and hunting, and all my life. Never has a guy ever come over to me and done anything in the tent. And the next thing you know, I'm kissing and hugging him. And I've asked every guy I know that's been hunting and camping, and no one. Spit in their hand? None of that. None of that ever happens. I hated that movie, and they should have put all those people in jail. Levi Johnston, deer in the headlights, and you are saving your money, right? I am, yeah. Okay. Trying to be smart with it all. Here's what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to get your GED, go back to college, but you ought to play football for University of Alaska. Yeah, that's an idea. Because you seem like a jock. Did you play football before you dropped out of high school? I didn't play high school football. No, I was a big hockey player. So. Or play hockey or something. You ought to go back and have the college experience. I mean it. Just don't hurt yourself.
Well, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Little body.
So could you play college hockey?
Back in the day, I'd like to say so, but now I don't know. It's been a few years.
Well, you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. Get the GED. Is there Alaska University? Is that it? Yeah, UA, yeah. Yeah. Go back and do that and have that experience. I mean it. Oh, and you know what? Have you met a nice girl? I am. I've been dating the same girl named Sunny for 11 months now. Okay, good. Have you ever heard of this?
These are half the year up in Alaska.
She's good for me.
Garrett was saying you only see her half the year in Alaska because it's so dark. That's what he was saying. So. What an idiot.
You're such
an idiot. Now, a lot of these college guys are playing this game called cornholing. You ever played a game called cornhole? Nope. I never have either, but we were. One of those they told us. References. Levi, listen, I mean this. They really did make you out to be a huge prick and just a bad guy. You seem like a great guy, even if you're pretending. I am all for you, and I believe in pretending. Do you think maybe you were kind of a prick, and then all of this has made you really examine yourself and become a better guy? No. I mean, I have my moments just like everybody else that I can be angry, but this is me, and this is who I've always been. But not really angry, like a conceited guy, or I don't say I've ever been really overly conceited. No. Wow. One thing you do say in the book that is pretty unbelievable, that when Sarah Palin announced that she was pregnant, Bristol wanted to have a baby because of that. Do you still stand by that? We had discussed it before, even, when we were much younger, talking about having a kid. But that's what really sparked Bristol to really want one. And, shortly after that, she got pregnant. Wow. I mean, it's so weird. It's almost like such a small-town story. You don't even realize what's out there. Why would you want to tie yourself down as such a young person, either one of you, Yeah. Okay. And what's the daddy like? What's that? What's Todd like? Todd, he's a man of few words. He used to be working on the oil fields. I don't know what he's doing now. Yeah. But he's kind of a grumpy old fella. But you know what? They're going to be the grandparents forever, and you're going to be to them, the asshole son-in-law. I mean, do you think it'll ever smooth out for you?
I doubt it, no.
Okay.
It's probably always going to be a rough ride.
Well, fight for that kid. I mean that. And, you'll have this little kid with you. You go on the caribou hunt and all of that stuff. Teach him how to shoot at those sheep and, all that stuff. Cook out in the wild.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
All of that. My children were taken away from me, and I'm happily married. So it can happen to any of us, okay? They just met me one day at this office and said, you should not be raising children, all right?
Alrighty then.
Right. Yeah, that's what happened. Levi, I mean it. I hope you're greatly successful. I hope I read about you playing college hockey. And I love the picture on the cover of Deer in the Headlights. Really funny. My life in Sarah Palin's crosshairs. Hey, man, congratulations. Good luck. And we'll be watching your fight to get at least 50% of your child.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Levi Johnston, thank you, man. Thanks. All right. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
Woke up this morning, what do I see? 3,000 cameras pointed at me. Dude says he Levi, I'm like, yes, that's me, sir.
Ben Fold 5 singing the Levi Johnston Blues.
Nominee's daughter. So I tell him, no, you got it wrong, mister. Already got a girl, her name is Bristol. They all laugh and say, where you been, sonny? Your mother-in-law's a heartbeat from the presidency.
Terrible.
So I say, mother-in-law, no.
He's making it up as he goes, right?
Say, soon you will, boy. She just announced it. I get on my dirt bike and ride to my girl's home. Gonna lay down low. Tell her what's going on. I'm a fucking redneck. I live to hang out with the boys, play some hockey, do some fishing, and kill some moose. I like to shoot the shit, do some chilling, I guess. You fuck with me, and I'll kick your ass. Oh, thank you, Levi.
I want to say, Kristina, you are absolutely correct. Unless this guy is pretending, he seems like a really nice guy and small town guy, but very humble. And I don't know whether he changed because, you know what I mean by these guys that are the most handsome kid. Listen, for hundreds of miles outside of that shithole town, this guy, Levi Johnston, was the best looking guy.
Oh, yeah.
For hundreds of fucking miles. Mm-hmm. I have been to Alaska, okay? And there are tough guys there and, thin and everything else. This guy is like model handsome, right? You don't have a lot of that in Alaska because you have all that inbreeding, right? And so, I hope he saves his money and he'll be a guide.
Yeah, I'm totally rooting for him. I hope that you don't see him across the pages of anything and being a jerk off. I hope that he...
In a few years, you should save your money and go on a guide tour.
No, I'm not sleeping in a tent in Alaska. Ever. That'll never happen.
No, but Levi Johnston will be there.
He's like 10
Johnston.
Johnston.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's there.
By the way...
I don't like him that much to go find him in Alaska.
He didn't show his Johnston in Playgirl. Tease. Normal sized penis is a Johnston.
You're so sad, yeah.
A big penis is a Johnston.
I think it's more gay. It's gayer to be a tease.
No, it's not. Does the same stand for a woman?
To be honest,
you guys like the tease,
what?
Don't you?
To be honest,
straight.
I like the smooth ass more than I want to see the big penis. Smooth ass.
You two are getting some heavy fucking after the show.
Let's go to the roughest fucking bar we can find and have this conversation, you and I. Let's go to Bensonhurst and just sit down.
Bensonhurst, that's where I'm from.
Roughest fucking bar we can find.
Don't do it, trust me.
Hey, 2 beers over here. Now look, Levi Johnston, he didn't show his dick. You know about this? You know about this, don't you? He didn't show his dick.
You can use your fancy accent from yesterday.
Nick Nick, hold on. I gotta change his last name. Nick Blue Jay son. Will you please stop telling people how nice the weather is in California? We have enough fuckheads out here already. I don't want to stop that. They really do claim that people in Seattle, Washington, go out of their way to say how bad the weather is so more people won't move there. They absolutely claim that that's true. All right?
Don't they say that there's a lot of depression there also
Tons.
because of the weather?
Because of the rain.
Of people killing themselves?
Yes. They were saying that the Army suicides, there's an unbelievable amount of Army suicides. They believe it's caused by the fact that they don't have enough omega-3 in them, and they're going to start giving soldiers more fish oil.
I don't have any omega-3 in me.
By the way,
so
do you think the wars that are dragging out in the shithole countries could be causing the suicide? No, not at all.
The 120-degree weather.
Yeah.
With
and
on.
And wait a minute.
Missing their families.
No furloughs and no whores in town to go fuck. Every other war we've ever fought, you could fuck a whore in town.
There's got to be some dirty.
No, God, no. You cannot do it. You can't go to town. There's no going to town. You're in the fucking green zone. And in Afghanistan, you're in some, terrible place, or you're in Kabul. We talked to some Army women. Remember they said a 2 arrives at a base and she's automatically a 10.
So
what?
Wait, do they just do each other?
No whores.
They're importing whores to Afghanistan from China and Nepal.
Thank God.
For our troops?
Get them in there. Let them get some.
No, they would close the Army if that was true.
Wouldn't they just screw each other? Can't they do that?
No, yeah, right.
They can't?
No, they play a brisk game of cornhole every now and again.
Huh?
Or corn bag hole. No matter how you say it, corn and hole is nasty. They're not flying them.
Is it really when you stick corn up the ass? Because I always thought it was just, the asshole. People just called it a cornhole.
Yeah,
like a pie hole is your mouth.
Yeah, well,
you don't actually lube up a cob of corn and shove it up the ass, do you?
If you're desperate for excitement, you do. You're down south.
Ridgy. Is the corn still on it, or is it after you eat it?
Well, that depends on the size of the individual.
Prostitution thrives in Afghanistan.
No, they'll kill them. How? Read that story. I
do not enjoy being with men. I hate them. But to keep them as loyal customers, I pretend, said the young Afghan woman. Dressed in jeans and a T-shirt with shoulder-length black hair and wearing no makeup, 21-year-old Saida looked ordinary enough, but in highly conservative society.
But wait a minute now. You can't go out as an American and drive around a town. They'll kill you. And in Kabul, you got to stay behind the safety barriers. Oh, my God. But you know what? They want to fly it in. I like that. That's why I think there's so much suicide. They're not getting laid. They can't drink. Can't do anything.
It's not even, you can't even see some cleavage.
Nothing.
Well, aren't there women in the military over there?
You know what guys do sometimes? They go out into the field and they put their penis between 2 big sand dunes.
Wow.
Like that?
Yeah, a little titty.
Yeah. Sand dune fucking. Yeah, that's the only thing you do. And that scrapes you. That hurts.
Yeah. Irritates.
I mean, really, you're in a tank. You've got on a bulletproof vest. You're scared to fucking death. And then you go back home and there's no way for relief. And you're in a barracks.
Levi Johnston's Playboy.
Levi Johnston. All right. Well, I've saved the best email for last. This comes from Carolyn O'Brien.
I wonder what her last name is.
I don't know. I have no idea. I think you are very mean to Kristina.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
At least she usually has a good comeback for you. Also, may I throw in that you are very unprofessional.
Whew.
All right. Let's go to Chris of Illinois. Only a few seconds left. Chris of Illinois, did you enjoy the show today? Was it a good one?
It was a great show, Jay. Great show.
Have you cornholed lately?
No, but I have something to ask you about that.
Oh, really? Well, hold on. I'll take you privately off the air.